take a stand and repair our history. Thomas Sowell has shown us the way. It's time to start winning reality. We've been divided for far too long. It's time to come together and be strong. We can learn from our mistakes and make a brighter future for everyone. We have the power to make a change. All it takes is courage and faith. So let's stand up for what's right and make history together.
This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
You ever play roulette?
On occasion.
Well, let me give you a word of advice. Always bet on black.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
That's
up?
when Westlight was kicking all kinds of booty. What up, family? Well, I don't like saying that, but what up, fam? How you guys doing?
What's up, man? Let's start winning. Hey, Jacob Peace, cool gamer in the front row.
Dun, dun,
How's it going? We're already rough and rolling here. Everybody say hi. Welcome to another edition of Repairing History Together with Winning Reality and Gary Lamb. Here we go. Gary, how you doing, man?
Tired.
Me too. But not for long.
Been working all day on this new AI thing that I'm trying to work out. See if I can get some AI. What up, Talking? How you doing, love? What up, Alex? What's going on, Money? How you doing? So
Hey,
yeah, we've been I've been working on this AI all day and seeing if I can streamline my thoughts to accommodate more of the female audience, because I'm kind of a harsh kind of guy. So what I did was I wrote a script, generated some type of whatever, and I came up with what I think is a nice video. It encompasses my thoughts in a nice package wrapped in a bow for women to hear without feeling like I'm yelling at them. So there you go. Now I know talking to them like this is full of shit. I'd much rather talk to you and hear your voice. But there are women that's like, oh, this is kind of pleasant and I understand. It's just what it is.
That's what we're going to test market it right now.
Yeah. Are we going to? You want to watch it?
Yeah, we're going to test market it right now. I'm going to throw a poll in my chat. So anybody who wants to be part of the poll, come on over and say hi. If you're over there on the Gary Lamb channel, I'd love to meet you over here on my channel, show you what I got going on. I got a lot of cool people in my chat too that would like to meet you, and the rewatch crew as well. Make sure you stop by and say hi.
Oh, hell.
There you go. And also, thank you so much for being part of the rewatch crew, because you guys rock. You really do a great job of showing up and taking the time to watch the live after it's done, and we really appreciate it. So Gary, throw it on in there, and I'll
all right, let's go.
And we'll play.
It's not complete, but it's pretty damn close to complete.
Yeah. Let's see what the crowd thinks about. Let's see if they like your new song. Here we go. Hey, BV, what's up?
BV, what's up, Money? Ready?
Yep.
All right.
Do you know the 7 deadly relationship mistakes women often make? Welcome to our exploration of common pitfalls that can hinder a relationship's growth. Today, we're focusing on the missteps women might unknowingly fall into. Let's dive into the first mistake. The first deadly mistake is expecting your partner to instinctively grasp your desires. This silent demand can strain any relationship. Remember, it's not about mind reading, but about open and honest communication. Openly communicating your expectations not only provides your partner with crucial insights, but also relieves you of unnecessary uncertainty and frustration. The second deadly mistake is the use of yeah buts in your communication. This can imply blame shifting, which can be damaging. Instead, aim for mutual accountability. Both partners should be responsible for their actions. Remember, a balanced relationship is built on mutual accountability. The third deadly mistake is not understanding emotional differences. Men often prioritize facts and goals over emotions. Instead of expecting them to connect emotionally like you do, engage them with supportive statements. This approach fosters a more constructive dialogue than the intimidating "we need to talk." The fourth deadly mistake is treating your partner as if they are only necessary for specific needs. This can be harmful. It's essential to show appreciation and respect for your partner's role in the relationship. Show him that he is valued and respected by prioritizing your relationship. The fifth deadly mistake is guessing what your partner wants to hear instead of being honest. Men value straightforwardness. They'd rather hear the truth than a sugar-coated lie. Honesty, even if it may initially bruise his ego, is typically appreciated and can lead to productive discussions and actions. The sixth deadly mistake is neglecting the budget. Financial responsibility is a key pillar of any relationship. Ignoring a mutually agreed upon budget can create tension and put undue pressure on your partner. Respect your partner's contributions by responsibly managing finances.
What? Safety video. Oh my god. I get okay.
Found your- Gary,
Huh?
you found your calling. Safety videos for work.
Yeah.
The seventh deadly mistake is using personal and sensitive information to hurt your partner. This behavior can erect emotional walls, making reconciliation challenging. It's crucial to remember that everyone, including men, can be emotionally vulnerable. Aim for constructive and respectful communication during disagreements. Now we've covered the 7 deadly relationship mistakes women often make. From expecting mind reading, avoiding accountability, misunderstanding emotional differences, to misusing sensitive information, remember, a successful relationship is built on mutual respect, honesty, and open communication. Avoid these mistakes and your relationship will thrive. Tell us in the comment section, do you agree with our list? And is there any other mistakes you may add? We love to hear your feedback. And don't forget to watch more videos in our series, Pitfalls to Avoid in a Relationship. Thank you for watching, and remember, it takes 2 to create an amazing relationship.
Well, there. That was the video. What up, Puerto Rico?
We got the poll is going, so go ahead and vote on that. I noticed I didn't send out my my announcements yet, so I'm working on that.
Mm-hmm.
The new time slide's a little bit earlier, so
Yeah, because people need to go to work, and we can't be at 9 o'clock. People gotta go to work.
But people are still at work too.
Yeah, but they're getting in their car, driving home, probably listening. Hopefully, you're listening, and RPR 80% is passing. Huh? Oh, that's what the poll says. Holy cow.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about what?
I don't know. Actually, I got something to talk about. Hold on. Okay, let's take everything's out everywhere else.
Yes, I like it. 100%. There we go.
I don't do that.
Free pizza. Talking about pizza. Safety video. I mean, technically, yeah, and there's a reason why it's safety. Because I come off too damn harsh. I just come off too harsh.
Everybody likes it.
I mean,
You got the magic touch, Gary.
I hope so. I mean, I'm gonna try to, do some Stefan Speaks.
All righty. Free pizza. All right. Good evening, Lady Lamb. How you doing?
She doing good. She in the kitchen now, so she don't hear you.
All right. Okay, so first thing I want to know is we're gonna watch this video and then I have a question for you.
All right.
Video. Clown World posted this clip that's made the rounds for a few years, and I'm going to play
Came
for
back recently, yeah.
it came back recently, but I'm going to play for you here. This is your proof that we are dealing with a cult. Hope you enjoy.
About racism, anti-blackness, or violence.
I love this every time. It's so good.
I will use my voice in the most uplifting way possible. And do everything in my power to educate my community.
This is called a profession of faith.
Yep.
This is like the Nicene Creed.
100%.
I will love my black neighbors
So
the same as my white ones.
Look at what they're worshiping with their hands.
They got their face muzzles on.
It's their profession of faith.
Science
Absolutely.
kill me,
This is a cult. There is no. So let's.
Okay, hold on. We can hear his dialogue in a second, but I just want to point out that this is 99% white crowd right here, right? Now, Gary, what do black folks think when they see this?
I don't know.
Help me out here, man.
I don't know what blacks think of when they see this. I know I think I'm looking at some crazy mother effers. That's what I think. But
Okay, well that's a good start right there.
you know, that's for me. I can't really say, you know, what they may think. I think this is insane. I think that they're heavily virtual signaling, and I don't know why. It's kind of scary if you ask me. You know, it's very scary actually. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. But what can you do?
I mean, they don't seem to have any black friends. At least they didn't bring them to the struggle session here.
I don't like, and that's another thing. You don't see any black people. So what is this for? Who is this for?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go as far as saying it's a cult, but it sure as hell looked like one.
Look at that. Look at the hands.
Like, what is that supposed to be? Like, don't
Where's the
shoot. Like,
diversity?
There is
Yeah.
no diversity.
I mean, that's what I think. There's no diversity for this child that loves diversity. Did I ever tell you about? I went to Occupy Wall Street for one night in Atlanta, the first night, and my mission down there wasn't to be part of Occupy Wall Street, but it was to observe it and to talk about ending the Fed. Now, the Federal Reserve is right down the street from where the Occupy Wall Street Atlanta started. Okay, and I'll never forget this as long as I live, because two things happened that night. But the first thing is they voted to occupy, right? So I was part of that vote. I said, yeah, go for it. But I saw them; they were all doing the repeat after mic check, you know, that thing they do, right? And they're getting ready to. It looks like it's going to go through, no problem. They're getting ready to take the big vote, and I'll never forget this kid's face. This scrawny little white kid sitting there all balled up. Everybody's sitting on the ground. He's all balled up, right? And right before everybody's getting ready to vote, he puts his hand up, right? And they call on him, of course. He says, basically, without having to repeat the whole scenario, everybody repeating after him. He said that he feels like they shouldn't take the vote because there aren't enough black people there. Now, we're in the middle of downtown Atlanta. Right? And there's not like not like you had to buy tickets to the place, and it's not like there was any kind of gates up or anything like that. I mean, anybody could walk into the crowd and be part of it. They wanted to. You just walk up, and I remember when he said it, he looked around with like this snarl on his face, like this. He was like, I say we can't vote because there's none of black people here. And then he looks around like this weird look on his face, like this snarly little look on his face, like that. And so everybody had to talk about it. So I stood up and said, it was like everybody got the invite, right? Basically, I just called the truth on it. I was like, well, everybody was invited. Everybody knew where it was at. It's wide open. Like, You know, and people, everybody who wants to be here is here. Because I just thought that statement was so stupid. It kind of reminds me of this scene right here. You know, what we do? It's just the fact that he thought that he was onto something, or I don't know why he would say something like that. Right? That he was so concerned that we couldn't take a vote. I was like, well, maybe there isn't a lot of black people here because they're not interested in this. You know, and it's just not.
Of course, they're not interested in this. Number one, we got a lot more things to worry about than this crap. Like, dude, this is. I don't know. I don't understand why they're doing it. I don't know what. Oh, you got somebody that looks like they're colorful in there, right in the middle.
Okay, let's see. There's that right there. That right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think I 1, 2. I think I see 1, 2. And it's hard to tell because they got face masks on too.
Yeah,
I think it's a few years ago. Maybe in the back.
This was a few years ago.
Yeah. This a few years ago.
Oh crap! So it grew since then. Great.
All right. Let's see. This is hilarious, but it's scary as hell. Well, I can tell you what. Look at this. I mean, what? I guess they think if they do this, that it's going to make everything all right. I see another black dude back here. Maybe right here. So maybe I guess
what is their purpose here? Like, what is their goal? Because
I don't know.
I don't understand. Like, what are they trying to say? We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. What is your goal here? I don't get it. I don't, and it's unsettling for me because I don't know, man. It seems like a whole lot of guilt for nothing.
But yeah, right. It's just for them. It's what it is. Here, let's listen to what they say because I think Tim makes a good point. I think he makes a good point. And again, this is something we talk about on the channel too. That the topic here, they're all seem to be basically. This is a college campus, right?
This is a college campus. Oh Lord.
Yeah, there's a college library.
So these are the type of people that will look at you as a black person and automatically look at you as if you're less than. Like,
it might just be a library. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, but they
doesn't matter.
That's a problem. This is what you're producing in your colleges.
I mean, a lot of college age kids there, and there's a lot of old folks, old hippies or something.
Social credit points. Now you're probably right about that. Like, these are social credit points, so this way you're doing a good job. You're social because you're going to be running the country soon. So you got to get ahead of the game because they're all for it. You know what I mean? They're for it. They're clearly for that social credit crap. Got to be. Jesus.
Because they like to call, there's a lot of people who like to say cult. There is no, so let's talk about a religion versus a cult. Religions, and this is what's funny, because they like to call, there's a lot of people who like to call Christianity a cult. And I'm like, well, maybe when I was 17, I might have said something like that. But then you learn about the prominent and well-respected philosophers of olden days who happen to be Christians, their teachings, their writings, very, very brilliant things were written by many people who are Christian, Catholic, or otherwise. Mm-hmm. And we still look to these when we reference law. Blackstone's formulation, for instance, which lends to the Fifth and Sixth Amendments. I mean, a plethora of the Bill of Rights, actually. And it's rooted in the story of Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. You have a religion where people are asking deep philosophical, moral, and spiritual questions. You have a cult, which does none of those things, doesn't believe in any of it, blindly follows without question. These people are worshiping nothing. Nothing. There's no tenets. There's no moral framework. There's nothing to live by. Just the power of those who are the high priests and priestesses of the cult. Mm-hmm. That's why it's a cult.
And their 5 minutes of hate. Don't forget about their 5 minutes of hate.
Yes, thank you. Orwell. Yes, absolutely. And by the way, they have their hands in the air And as you say, Tim, they're worshiping nothing, but they're in this secular rapture. And what they're repeating is all words of love and tolerance. Use your voice for good. They are the most vicious, intolerant monsters on the face of the earth. Not everybody. A lot of these people just get sucked in. They don't even know what they're doing. But the leaders leading these kinds of movements are the most vicious and evil. And we should talk about all this stuff in spiritual terms. Evil is at the root of so much of what we see.
And let's be real here, because I can already hear the defense from many of these liberal leftist types. And I hate calling them liberals because they're not really liberal, saying like, oh, and religions didn't have cults and blah, blah. It's like, dude, look, a lot of people were killed in the name of God. You name the religion and there's religious conflict and war, zealots and cult-like behavior and really awful things. I'm simply saying there's a difference between a cult and a religion. There seems to be a purpose to a religion. There are bad actors and there are good actors, just like there are good humans and bad humans anywhere. Within cults, it is meaningless, collectivist zealotry. So you look at this crowd in this video. What do you think would happen if, say, like Andy No walked through it?
Assault, battery, blood.
And we know that's true because it's quite literally what they did to him. Imagine what would happen if someone like Billboard Chris walked by this filming and tried to ask them questions.
Same story.
Same story. And we know because it's happened to him. But the funny thing is, when there was a Trump rally in the Pacific Northwest and a guy showed up doing Nazi salutes and screaming racial slurs, what did the Trump supporters do? They told him to leave and he wasn't welcome because they didn't want the hate. Really amazing. This is a cult. You have people, you know, it's fascinating. You have the saying that, you know, a lot of progressives like to say the old world is dying and the new world struggles to be born. They're referencing their weird cult religion trying to emerge. But the reality is the old world is the uniparty establishment that's been around since perhaps 1913 or slightly before then, and then implemented with a lot of these changes we saw over the past century. And now you have two new worlds trying to be born. The resurgence of the constitutional republic or the progressive neo-Marxist revolution.
All right, so that's the brief. They go on to a bunch of different things here, but that's the basics of this. I think it's something to get us started. But you know, these people end up being the mouthpieces for the whole issue, not people like us who are getting together and having conversations to try to get to understand each other. These people that are out in the crowd here, they're not trying to understand Black folks. They're trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do. They're not trying to understand them.
No, they're not. This is more for them than anybody else. This is more for their friends. This is to show how, you know, these are the type of people saying, well, it was tragic that what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know, like that was tragic, but they don't really give a damn. Like this is, it's, I don't believe a word. I don't.
No justice, no peace. Well, if you ask this woman right here, well, okay, what would you? What justice
no justice, no peace. What type of justice are you fighting for, ma'am? What type of justice are you fighting for? Can you please explain the justice that you're fighting for?
This woman's holding a sign that has a George Floyd quote on it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And honestly, a lot of these people that showed up here, they're all just repeating what they're being told to be told. You know, they're just repeating the words that are to say, okay, repeat after me. Put your hands up and repeat after me. They're okay. That's the cult part of it.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're there for. Yet they're there in this great big mass.
Well, they think they're there for some type of support. It's safe. It's the majority of them, right? So they feel safe to do this, but at the end of the day, they're not doing anything. They reach nobody. They just reach people like Tim, but they didn't reach anybody. And then I think that was the point, right? Like, you really want to do something, take your behind to the Black community and ask what they need.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they absolutely do. They think that we're less than them when we're not even in a little bit. They just had privileges for a lot longer than we have. I mean, you give somebody a Ferrari, of course he's going to beat them a person in a Buick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's what it is. They don't care. They want to be seen as caring. Truth is they have their own problems that take priority. There you go, in their minds, and this is just them going through the motions, so they're seen as righteous. Boom. What did the Bible say? Be wary of the person who do good deeds in front of everybody.
Yeah.
They just want to be seen, bro. They don't really give a rat's ass. They don't care about us. Hell, they probably don't even care about you.
We all know that person that will run around and do small favors for you that you didn't ask for, right? Look what I did for you. Look,
Yeah. Well, or the ones that want that they're looking for. They have something in mind that they want from you. What's up, Sizzy, Shizzy, with the amazing microphone. They want something more from you. So they will give you the gold and the silver and money and let you, borrow things because they really want something that's more important to them that they can get from you. It's like a bartering system, if you will. It's a transactional relationship. And once you're used up and you're no longer necessary, they throw you to the dogs just like anybody else. I mean, I've dealt with these people for most of my life, and you just kind of get a sixth sense for them. It's unfortunate, but they really think they're pulling the wolves over your eyes when you're like, I'm using you more than you're using me. You know what I mean? Like, because once you know what they're all about, it's no getting around it. You know what they're about, and it's not hard to figure out. It takes like 15 minutes to know what they want because they can't help themselves.
Well, I know two people, one male, one female, from my former life, that would go around to the people in the scene, and they would just do favors for them. I'm going to do this for this person. I'm going to do this for this person. I'm going to do this, and they wouldn't even. These people aren't asking for these favors, and they show up with like a gift, or they show up with like they do them something that they knew they would like, right? Oh, I made this for you, or like oh yeah, hey, they hear you need it. You hear you talking about something. I can get that for you. I can. They jump right in there and do that, right? And then what I found out is that they were just building up they were building up their own credit with that person, so that when they came back around to trash talk someone or to play a little bit of emotional manipulation with them, and that person could be you, that they would immediately just believe them. And so they get all this, right? And it's usually the people with the most reach, or that with the biggest gossips or whatever. And they would be able to immediately get word around when they feel like they're slighted or someone's in their way or whatever. And I watched some emotional manipulation happen, right? It was the man would do it one way, the woman would do it another. But it was always like, and it was always pathetic, but it was like, that's what I found from that kind of thing, right?
It
I don't know
only
if that's
works
here,
on
but
the naive. Listen,
okay, busy people or something like that. Yeah, naive, busy.
Yeah, because they're not attuned yet, right? You get somebody, and this is what, and okay, so this is something that I do very, very well. I act dumb around people, like I don't know anything. I'm telling you this because I'm building a relationship with you. And for those of you who are watching, Alex already knows this. Well, T3, I'm pretty sure she knows it now. BV already knows this. Rex already knows this. I play dumb, right? I'll sit there because many people look down on me because the way I dress, the way I talk, and they just assume that I don't know anything. And I prefer it that way. I'm no threat to them. But meanwhile, I'm just soaking up everything they're saying. I'm just soaking it up, going behind their back and researching what they're saying. And a lot of times I know a lot of things. My wife always asks me, why do you let people over talk you when you know way more than them? And I'm like, because I know what I know. I don't know what they know. And they might let something fly out their mouth that I don't know that can help me get further along. But as long as they feel that If they don't feel that they're over me, they won't share their information with me. They have to act, they have to feel superior. It's a ridiculous, foolish, goofy ass thing that we do as human beings. But if a person feels that they're superior, yeah, they'll let something fly out of their mouth and say something ridiculous. And they'll say, I love the, I'm not trying to, be racist or anything, or I'm not trying to be, offensive or anything. When somebody starts off with those lines, the person's about to be offensive. And this person means every ounce of what he's about to say. Okay, but if you come off as a know-it-all and all of this stuff, people be a little bit more hesitant to share information and divulge information with you. So I act stupid around people a lot, and these are the type of people I will act stupid around. I will act like I'm the victim. I will act like they're doing me some favor because I'm going to sit there and I'm just going to listen and let them pass out their pamphlets and tell me all the things, because black people can't get IDs, like, whatever, let them say whatever the hell they want. And I'm just sitting here like laughing at them inside, but it's because people like this really think that they're above you. They really think that you're stupid. Well, black people can't read, and they don't have good education, and they have a horrible community. And it's like they parrot this stuff all throughout their community, and they don't say anything to black people or ask black people what they think or feel, which is a freaking, it's a sad turn of events that we have so many people that think like this. Right? And they just don't friggin' get it. Dude, look, man, we can teach y'all so much, but you don't see it. These people won't see me as their equal, so they won't think that they can learn from me. It was a funny joke that Cat Williams said. He said, have you ever met somebody that you didn't think that you can ever learn anything from, and then that person blows your mind? He was talking about oh man, what is his name? Freaking the guy with the big clock around his freaking Flavor Flav. He was talking about Flavor Flav, and he was like, he was out there, and he was, the script that these writers, these white writers, gave Cat Williams to read. He felt kind of taken aback that they was asking him to call Flavor Flav crispity crackety coon and all that other stuff, and he was like, "Dag, man, like this is disrespectful." And he had a conversation one-on-one with Flav, and he was like, "Don't you hate that they use that?" And he was like, "They gotta pay me, boy." And he was like, "Damn, I learned something that day." He don't give a shit. Call him what you want to call him. He don't give a damn. He's paid. And that's how I look at it. Call me whatever the hell you want to call me. You want to call me a coon, then I'm a coon. You want to call me goofy, then I'm goofy. You want to call me stupid, foolish, naive, whatever the hell you want to call me, I don't care. Where's my check? Because it's your thought process of me does not affect me in the slightest. I wouldn't give a damn what you thought about me. Just don't touch me in mine, and we good. We good. And that's how black people look at it. I don't give a shit what you think. You ain't never had to live my life. You do not have an idea of what I had to go through to get where I am. Kick rocks. Think what you want to think. Just don't touch me. We cool. And that's how a lot of black people think. That's how I think. I'm not about to sit here and worry about what you're saying about me. If I took time to worry about what everybody thought about me, I will never get out of my bed. Ever. Because people are going to think what they want to think. Let them think. Yo, the freaking live we had. Some goofy girl comes up and they say, well, why should we help you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't got to. Nobody said you had to. But there's people that's willing to help. If you don't want to, cool. I don't really, it's not like, just the other day, I sent you a video, a comment of a person saying, well, because you are promoting Candace Owens, I gotta unsubscribe because this woman hate black people. I'm like, huh? No, she hates the culture. She hates that ratchet culture. And guess what? So do I. And millions of other blacks. We can't stand that culture. Why do you think black people are constantly moving out of the hood? You think they just decided one day that they wanted to be white? No, they want to get away from that crap. They're tired of disgusting, dirty, dingy, rat-infested, roach-infested, drug-infested communities. They're sick of it. They're tired of hearing gunshots every friggin' night. They're tired of their freaking cars getting vandalized because some asshole is drunk texting while driving his car through the freaking one-way street, knocking off people's mirrors and then flying up the street trying to get away from. Man, we ain't got time for that, man. People are trying to keep their stuff. You can't keep nothing in the freaking hood. And I'm pretty sure it's the same way in the bad areas of white environments. It's no different. We trying to get away from that. But because Candace Owens, and believe me, there are many things I don't agree with that woman on. Many. But at that particular point, I happen to agree with her. So that promoting? I guess, I don't really give a shit. I mean, you said the person unsubscribed, and in that time, I accumulated almost 1,000 more subscribers. Spy? I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not about to sit here and waste my time for somebody that is not relevant to my life. There's 4 people in my life that's relevant. 4. You're not on that list. And how the hell can they understand that, T3? How can they understand my plight? They've never lived it before. They don't know what it's like to be hated because of your skin color. They don't know what that's like. They don't know what it's like to be hunted. They don't know what it's like to be pushed to the side, the last one to be hired, the first one to be fired. They don't know what that's like. Having to bounce from job to job, trying to find something that's better because the hours suck and the pay is worse. Most of my jobs had this line in the freaking application: flexible hours. You know what that means? You're working when we are open. If that means you got to work on a Saturday and Christmas Eve, then guess what? Your ass working. We open.
All right, hold on. Yeah, like a couple things there. I want to give some perspective on. One, flexible hours means that you can set your own hours.
No, it doesn't.
All my job, yeah, it does. All my jobs have that.
No, they don't. No, they're not.
It does dude.
Nope.
It does so.
No, it does not. If retail,
I can start my job whatever time I want to, as long as it's not a meeting.
You can set your
flexible hours.
It does not.
Maybe in the labor jobs it does, but in the corporate America, flexible time means flexible hours means that you can set your own hours.
There's a discrepancy.
Why
right?
is that?
Because
that's just a different level of work.
Okay, so
we're trying to get our definitions right. That's all.
Okay, so in your level of work, it's called you can set your own hours. In my level of work, it means when we're open, you're there.
Most of the time when I've had labor jobs, they've been set hours. I've done plenty of them in my lifetime. Plenty of them. I hadn't been sitting at the type of job I'm doing right now for most of my life. No way.
Are we going to argue about this? Is this something that's important to argue about?
I don't know.
Like real talk. Like,
yeah.
I've seen every single.
No, but it's about perception, right? This is about perception. So we're gonna hit the perception points on these things, right? So I'm just had to wait to hear something I didn't agree. I'm looking for some perception here. That's one of them. The other is that I think that the haunted part, right? Like if I'm in the wrong place, I could feel that way too. I can feel hunted if I'm in the wrong place. Downtown Atlanta and at night, I can feel that way.
You can't feel that, but
yeah.
What we're saying is, so as moving to Oklahoma, right? Every single black person I know asked me the same damn question. What made you move to the Midwest. You know how racist they are there, right? You know that they go after this and they don't like people that look like my mom said. That's why I didn't tell nobody till the last friggin' minute, because I didn't want nobody to freaking, persuade me not to do it. Because I was already struggling with my own freaking thoughts that was put in my head since I was a little boy.
You want to hear something crazy?
No.
News to me. Come on now. Yeah, you do. News to me. Don't most people think the South is the racist place? I mean, Midwest.
Yeah, that's where they will string one up. You know what I mean?
In the Midwest.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what we're told. That's what we believe.
I thought all that stuff went down in the South. That's why they're saying racist South, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, Oklahoma's the Midwest, so it's like
they weren't even involved in Civil War, slavery, or nothing.
I don't think you understand the power of suggestion. Okay.
Okay, well, I do.
Listen, if everywhere that is
I'm gonna say it's news to me.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that's know how racist they are over there and all of this other stuff. What makes you? I will never go to Texas. They racist down there. That's what we think up north. You know what I'm saying? We think that, and it's ingrained in us, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Vote Democrat. They'll take care of you. That's the freaking lingo. Vote Democrat. Don't vote Republican. They racist and they don't like black people. That's what we've been told.
The political ones I've heard. Just the location wise, I just thought they were like. I think of Midwest is just. I think of it as. I don't think of it. I think of it as.
And what happened to Black Wall Street, Alex? Can you tell me what happened to Black Wall Street? Please, can you tell me what happened to Black Wall Street? I repeat, Alex 505. What happened to Black Wall Street? Is it no wonder why they will think that winning? Is it possible that they will think that they're racist when they blow up a whole town of niggers?
Oh, wait.
They burned it down winning. That's why they think that.
All right, we're gonna pull some Thomas Sowell up here in a minute. Give me 1 second.
You can pull it up all you want. You can't dismiss facts, brother. And why they did it is
no. I'm saying we're just gonna see we're gonna get his opinion on it, man. I ain't dismissing any facts. Hold on.
Okay, so what do you try to do? I mean, listen. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not about it's not about the facts, right or wrong. It's about fear. Okay, you can know that it's okay to talk to a cop, right? That doesn't mean you won't be nervous walking up to one. It's just what it is. There is a level of fear there, and it's well warranted. Well warranted. Look at our history, dude. I'm not saying that we should, ignore the facts. All I'm saying is that there's a deep rooted fear there, and it's a concern there, and it's going to always be there until we actually sit back and kumbaya the hell out this shit. Which is one of the reasons why I faced my fears and took my ass down to Oklahoma, and I think it was the best freaking move I've ever made in my life. I mean, I'm struggling, but hell, I'm not struggling nowhere near as bad as I would if I was freaking still in New Jersey. It'd be over for me. I'd be done. So I think this was a good move. There's a lot of opportunity down here. I wouldn't say it's opportunity if you're a working class. I don't know about that, but it's definitely a lot of opportunity down here.
Okay, so but is it racist, man? Are people picking on you?
No, people.
I don't know.
People are not picking on me. No, and
is it so? But
is it racist? I don't have enough information to answer that.
Okay,
Like,
so
I
it's
haven't
still,
spoken to a lot of I haven't spoken to enough people to formulate an I've only been here for 2 years. And the first year I've been pretty much, well, for both years I've been pretty much segregated to my family, and that's about it. Because I've been focused on this YouTube channel and not really going out there and living life yet. But the times that I was out, I didn't see any snarls or discontent or none of that. I didn't see any of that. I mean, I'm not looking for it either, so I couldn't really answer that. I'm too busy trying to make money to really care what people think about me, so it's hard to answer that. With that said, I'm sure it is down here, but I'm not really looking for it, so I'm not paying attention to it. I'm sure that there is a level of prejudice here that I'm sure of, but that's everywhere, right? Like you can't get around. I'm prejudiced. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I see somebody walking down the street yelling at their kids. I'm prejudiced against that woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's one of those. You know what I mean? Like it's ingrained in us to do that. So I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one. Research it. What do you mean? Are you talking to me or someone else, T3? You don't buy the narrative of white people burning down Black Wall Street? Thomas, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, prejudice is just the act of prejudging. And if you are, well, hold on. So yes, put his comment up real quick. Yes, it is prejudging. But if you're doing something that can be prejudged, can you really get mad at the person?
Said in your statement, last hired, first fired.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so is that do you really believe that?
I've witnessed
I guess
it.
you do if you said it.
I've experienced it.
What I'm trying to do here is I'm not trying to argue with you, but I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, because in my line of work, and maybe it's again, I think if we're gonna find out where I'm going with this is like I think we're gonna find out it's more of like class level than skin color, and that's what
I agree. I agree with you on that. It is a class thing. Like if you're at the bottom, of course you're going to be getting the scraps, right? Like it's just what it is. And
I'm just saying like that type of employment, like so to see
yeah.
it and places that I work, kind of companies that I work at, they have to have a certain quota.
Mm-hmm.
So I could get turned down for a job that I'm qualified for, maybe more qualified for than someone else, because they need more Black people there. They need more persons of color there. The new terminology they're using, because white evidently isn't a color, even though it's not even really a thing. It's just like it just means everybody that's not a person, not have a dark enough skin, right? Or they didn't come from a certain place, really is what it means. And because we talked about that before in here. We talked about that last time. How
me and you had a freaking conversation before by ourselves and on offline. So we definitely had this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So so there we deal with that there at the I don't know what you want to call it. I mean, I can say technology field, but I think that there's a lot more than just a technology field. Just to say that the next level of employment, I guess. I don't even want to say that because that sounds degrading. And I know that people like that do labor jobs they make good money and they do good work, and it's necessary work. I don't like to degrade anybody's their occupation. I don't know how to word this right. Corporate America versus mom and pop. I don't even know how to put this. Or industry. I don't see. I can't even define it. I'm trying to but I know that they've, because of affirmative action and things like that, maybe blue collar versus white collar. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe they handle things differently. Now I've done both, but and generally when layoffs come in white collar jobs, They come in batches, and it's, I've been part of plenty. It's usually downsizing, reduction in forces, right? They're making a move. They didn't make their money. There's a turnover of some kind. And as far as having to move jobs to make more money, everybody has to do that. Every time you move a job, you try to make more money. And if you're stuck at one job making one rate, you could put your resume out there and you try to go move up and get a different job. So every time I move jobs, I tend to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I make more money every time I move a job, why am I going to stay at one place? I'm going to keep moving jobs and making more money. That's the kind of the way the game's played now.
Upgrading your life, right? So as you go up, you're gaining experience, and you're probably negotiating your salary a little bit more. You're probably
they ask you what you make at your last job, and then they give you more.
Right. So because your experience level is high, like you'll probably go to your regular job and say, listen, I need more money. And they're saying, well, this is all we can afford you for. And they're like, then you go to another job and say, okay, well, can you give me more? And they're saying, well, absolutely, we'll give you more. And then you move up to the next job. Totally understand that. I've done that. Right.
Okay.
But I did it in a different way. I didn't use jobs. I mean, you could call me a jobber if you want. Like, I did that offline. I did that with a 1099. Listen, this is what I'm good at. This is what I excel at. And, people gave me an opportunity, and I ran with it and built a great relationship with a bunch of people. And I made good money doing it, but it wasn't because of a job. A job was like, it got to a point where I only did a job during the winter seasons, right? Because that's when everything was slow. So I'll go get a job at Toys R Us, or I'll go get a job at day programs or group homes or something to that effect. And it's a do nothing job. You know what I'm saying? You pop the pills for the freaking client, make sure they take their pills on time, make sure that they take care of themselves, make sure they eat, make sure you clean them up. I mean, there are times where it can get a little, hairy, you're dealing with, behavioral issues. So, you might have to, handle one of them, but that didn't happen a lot, especially when, you're a guy who, respect the client. The client tends to learn what respect is, right? So I didn't really have too many run-ins with the clients. There have been clients that was, far more advanced and shouldn't have been in a group home, needed more one-on-one, should have been in a psych ward instead of a group home. But you take the good with the bad. But that was after 15 years of figuring out that working two jobs is not going to work. So it took me a long time to build the reputation that I had in New Jersey, and to just walk away from that entire thing was very, very tough for me, but I had to. And I'm coming down here, starting all over. It's going to be an exciting experience, because I would love to see how people interact with me, how I can adapt to the environment. Like, this is going to be a great experience for me. It's going to be challenging, I'm sure. I'm going to run into some crazy ass people. It's just what it is. It's the nature of the beast. But I totally get what you're saying when it comes down to upgrading yourself and demanding more, because you're more experienced, right? You deserve more.
Right. And here's the difference. Here's the difference between what I'm doing and what you're doing, though, right? Is that I'm doing that. I've been doing that for my career, and that's because that's what my skills are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I can make the most money to support my family. The difference is I don't have any ownership in any of that, right? So I have employment, but I don't own anything as a result of it. Like, I don't own the business like you own your business, right? So your business hits $1 million, that's your $1 million, right?
Technically.
Well, technically, for the most part. I mean, yeah, you're going to pay,
because as a business owner, you carry all the expenses as well. So
yeah, you take the risk, right? So you deserve to make the most money because you take the risk, right? And so you're going to pay your right hand man or woman or whoever is whoever is the highest value to your company the most money as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got somebody that is spinning deals for you, getting sponsorships, taking care of your accounting, doing a bunch of stuff that makes your business successful, keeps your bottom line, right. That's a high. They're making you money. Here's some money for you. We're all going to eat, right? The guy who's making your thumbnails or doing something, or let's just say making thumbnails, someone who's doing something at the very bottom probably isn't going to get as much money or as many hours either, right? Right. So that's just the way business works. So yeah, I mean that's just a difference. You can do a couple of different ways, but when you're running it, you take all the risks, so you get to make all the decisions, and you get to take the most profits. That's the way the world works. And then if you're just highly skilled, then you can do it the other way. You can work for people who own businesses, and you can work for corporations where groups of people own it, and you can move from corp to corp, and you can increase your salary every couple of years by doing that. Of course, the problem in this country is that when you do that, inflation's right along with you. So you don't increase it by as much as you think.
Yeah.
The entrepreneurship and taking the risk to do your own businesses in the long run, the best bet.
Oh, absolutely, is the best bet. I mean,
if you can invest well with the money you have by working for somebody else, you can do well that way too.
Yes, and it definitely is the best bet. The issue that I see that we're having here is not understanding that there are people who just are workers, right? And those workers are pretty much slammed shut in that environment. They don't really know a way out. So they do the best they can. They scheme where they can scheme. They, cut corners where they could cut corners, and they just make it work. And that's where a lot of people that's in the hood are. They're long distance mining, and they're not making a lot of money to do so. So you have a person who has to drive 45 minutes out of their freaking community just to get work, to bring that money back and then spend it with people who don't put into the community. Well, obviously it's never going to really pan out to this person unless they make a drastic change in their life. And that drastic change might require a risk that they're not willing to take. Right? So people just get stuck in that environment, and I know it sucks to be stuck there, but hey man, I mean, if you're not willing to take the risk, then guess what? It obviously don't hurt enough. So I can't really argue with a person who says I'm settled where I am. I'm okay with where I am. They don't want to try harder. They don't want to get up and push harder. They don't want to rock the boat, because you have to understand, winning, if they make a mistake, it's over for them. It's over for them. It's not like I have a nest egg of 10 grand that I can sit on for the next 6 months and know that my bills are paid for at the very least 6 months, so I could take this risk. No, they got $200 in the bank. You know what I'm saying? And that $200 really supposed to go to the credit card. But they feel better to have the $200 in their bank account because, God forbid, a bill come along that they're not expecting, and it wipes their freaking account out, and now they have NSF fees and all of this stuff. So they're not willing to take those major risks. They're dangerous, very dangerous. So I understand why someone would say, well, why don't you just take a risk? I'm like, it's not that easy. A risk means belly up, and you see how hard it is to get people to help someone that bellies up.
Oh yeah, especially
it's very, very hard, because people look at you like, well, why don't you do this, and why don't you do that, why don't you do that? And I'm like, because that's not going to work, and I know it's not going to work, not because I can't work, but because my skill set doesn't allow me to make the money that I need to make with it. Like, it's not just, I know a lot of people say that they feel like it's laziness, right? You're just being lazy. No, I'm not being lazy. Well, you're being picky. No, I'm not being picky either. I'm being realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being realistic. The vast majority of people who are trying to do it don't make it out of this hole. That doesn't mean the person is lazy. It just means that the vast majority of people don't make it out of this hole. So there's got to be a better way. Well, you need to save your money. Well, I need money to save. How can I save from zero? You can't save from zero. You got to make money to save some money, right? And if you don't
Right.
make enough money, you can't save. $10 an hour is not enough money to save unless you live in a house of 15 people and they all got jobs. Then maybe you can do it. But you're constantly sniffing somebody poop.
All right. So you mentioned Black Wall Street. And when you said they burned it down, who do you mean by that? What do you mean by they?
I don't know. I don't have enough information. All I know is that some woman made a allegation on a boy, and they wanted blood. The white race wanted blood in that time. It seemed like Tulsa, Oklahoma was booming, and I think this was right after the war or something like that. So they were already disgruntled because they wasn't doing well. Now you got the freaking and the numbers outnumbered them, and a lot of people say that there was actually government interference in it, and they decimated the entire freaking place. They decimated it, destroyed it.
Who do you know who did it? Who decimated it?
Who did it? I don't know. I don't know who did it. I wasn't there.
But when you say they, what are you thinking? I'm just trying to understand you.
The surrounding environment, which were whites.
Check it out.
History lesson. So Black Wall Street used to be a thriving civilization of independent Black people that existed in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hollywood and Democrats are obsessed with it. I mean, they're really obsessed. I mean, like destroying the recent HBO Watchmen series, obsessed. Democrats like to say this is proof of how white people are just completely evil and unjust. In 1921, Black Wall Street was bombed by the National Guard. Horrible, I know, right? Saying it was devastating to the Black community is an understatement. The only problem is Democrat Governor James B.A. Robertson ordered for the National Guard to do the bombing. Black people love saying the man is the source of their problems, but they forget to mention that the color of his tie is blue.
Damn, that's some heat. That's some heat right there.
Yep.
Damn, that's some heat.
Oh wait, I turned it off too soon.
For a problem.
There you go.
History.
My man, right? He got a thumbs up and a sub. There you go.
That's heat. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they rallied these people up. They riled them up. All they needed was that one moment, and they could not allow blacks to rise. They were too. They were too powerful. Like, think about this.
Hold on. You said first. You said it was because someone made an allegation, so they went down and bombed it.
That was their way in. Yes.
Okay, but now when you say they, who do you mean?
I still think whites.
Even though it was the Democrats ordering the National Guard, it was the government.
White. I mean, yes. Okay, so you're saying
what?
Okay,
who put him in office?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, he said Democrat governor.
I don't know who put them in
Oklahoma
office. Dude, I don't know. Like, I wasn't there. I don't have all the history. What I am saying is that it didn't stop white people from looting the freaking environment. They looted the shit out of freaking Tulsa, Oklahoma. They stole millions of dollars. They didn't stop. They didn't say, wait a minute, this is wrong. You shouldn't be doing this. No, they went in there and they plundered the hell out of it. They had no problem with it. That doesn't dismiss what they did. Yes, okay, the government was involved.
No, the Democrats are totally wrong about what they did. Yes, and using the National Guard to do it was even worse.
But that doesn't stop. That doesn't stop. You know what? There's a video. There's a part that I was working on. What is his name? I can't even say his freaking name. Somebody lead bone. You know, he's one of those guys when he got the lead in it. Lead bun. I want to play this clip for you. Make it fun.
But you know, we started out by watching a whole group of Democrats. Don't tell me there are Trump supporters out there with their hands up in the air, chanting in unison. Some
what
stuff
is
they don't
what?
even know what
Okay,
saying.
so what is the narrative you're trying to paint here? Because I'm just going off of what I know and what I heard. because I wasn't there. And
it's the same thing I'm always after. It's like it's the establishment and mind control, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't say they and mean a color. If I say they, I probably mean the establishment and the people that they control. Like I say, it's the establishment versus the anti-establishment, right? Or the establishment versus the rest of us. And if you're aware of the establishment, then you're the anti-establishment, right? You're probably gonna go against that if you're aware of it and you're a good person. You're not in on it.
What does the good person mean? What does that mean to you? You're a good person.
A good person that you're uncorrupt. You're more for integrity, honesty. You want to go against people who are getting away with crimes and getting away with it using power against other people, oppressing other people because they see yourself, huh?
You want equal justice, basically.
I mean, no, I want to prosecute the corrupt people who are ripping people off, the people who are causing division. See, this, like I've told you before when we talked about this, but either both on and offline. I don't see it as a black and white issue. That's why we need to heal division. This is a divisive issue. Using color is a divisive issue, right? It's the establishment versus the rest of us. The establishment's corrupt, right? So the corrupt establishment has been using race as a divisive tool in order to maintain power, because when we are divided, we are not unified. So therefore, we cannot take on the corruption. We will continue to fight each other and blame the color instead of the real root cause issue, which is them, the establishment.
Okay, Winnie. This is what I need you to understand, okay? Them guys in Tim Pool's video are white people who's doing this absurd thing because they're being led by crazy people, all right? You can say all you want. It's not about color. They are agreeing with this shit. They're accepting it, which
where
means
did Black Lives Matter start?
No matter
Where did it start?
Okay, the Matrix.
Where did it start? Where did the Black Lives Matter start? Where did it start?
I don't. Okay, so we already know that the average police officer is a decent human being. But that same police officer, once they put on their uniform, is going to carry out the freaking command of their department, which means he is an arm of the department. He is no longer an individual. He is an arm of the department. So if the department wants you dead, you're dead. I don't give a shit what he thinks when he takes it off. He's the one carrying it out. If you're going to carry it out winning, you're my fucking enemy. I don't give a shit who put you up to it. I can't get to him until I go through you. So you got to stop with this. Oh, who's the behind? Yes, we know who's behind it. But guess what? You got this big motherfucker here that's waiting to take you out. He's guarding the guy. So I got to go through you.
This isn't about you. That's not how you do it. Yeah, you see, you think you have to go fight somebody. You have to remove the enablement. You have to remove the mind control.
I gotta find this clip.
All right.
I'll
tell you what. I got a 4-minute video we can watch while you do that.
All right.
It's just a little bit of Thomas Sowell here. Because we got to incorporate more Thomas Sowell now that we got to know each other. Yeah. All right, this is called Why They Keep Making Black People Look
It is
Like
a good
Losers.
reflection on Americans that they tend to be on the side of the underdog. But it is often hard to tell who is in fact the underdog or why. Many years ago, there was a big lumbering catcher named Ernie Lombardi, whose slowness of foot was legendary. Someone once said that not only was Ernie Lombardi the slowest man who ever played Major League Baseball, whoever was the second slowest was probably a lot faster runner than Ernie Lombardi. When Ernie Lombardi came to bat, infielders played back on the outfield grass. That gave them more range in getting to balls that Lombardi hit. They could snare line drives that would otherwise be base hits. With ground balls, they could easily throw to first base from the outfield grass and get the slow-moving Lombardi out. Despite all that, Ernie Lombardi had a lifetime batting average of .306 and even led the league in batting a couple of years. But many people said that if Lombardi had had just average speed, he could have been a 400 hitter. One day, as a teenager sitting in the Polo Grounds, the stadium where the then New York Giants played, I was privileged to watch a historic event. Ernie Lombardi laid down a bunt. The crowd went wild. The play took forever, with Lombardi laboriously clumping down to first base, running as hard as he could, but still not very fast, while the third baseman made a long run in from left field to get to the bunt. We cheered ourselves hoarse, rooting for Big Ernie as he doggedly but slowly made his way down the first baseline. He barely beat the throw, which set off another explosion of cheers. We were not just cheering for a hometown player. We were rooting for Lombardi to get revenge on those who had taken advantage of him for so long. We were cheering for the underdog. But was Lombardi really an underdog? How many players end up their careers with a lifetime batting average over 300 or with 2 batting titles? Like most of us, Lombardi was handicapped in some ways and privileged in others. Many people would consider it a handicap to be a black orphan born in the Jim Crow South during the Great Depression of the 1930s. But the home into which I was adopted had 4 adults, and I was the only child. Many years later, when I was a parent and asked one of the surviving members of that family how old I was when I started walking, she said, "Oh, Tommy, nobody knows when you could walk. Somebody was always carrying you." You can't buy that. A leading historian of education has said that the New York City public schools were the best in the country during the 1940s. That was when I went to school there. You can't buy that either. Today, the classes are smaller, the buildings more modern, but the education itself is a disaster. I got the kind of education that people have to go to expensive private schools to get today. Perhaps more important, nobody told me that I couldn't make it because I was poor and black, or that I ought to hate white people today because of what some other white people did to my ancestors in some other time. Nobody sugarcoated the facts of racial discrimination. But Professor Sterling Brown of Harvard University, who wrote with eloquent bitterness about racism, nevertheless said to me when I prepared to transfer to Harvard, "Don't come back here and tell me you didn't make it 'cause white folks were mean." He burned my bridges behind me, the way they used to do with armies going into battle, so that they had no place to retreat to, and so had to fight to win. One of the problems with trying to help underdogs, especially with government programs, is that they and everyone else start to think of them as underdogs, focusing on their problems rather than their opportunities. Thinking of themselves as underdogs can also dissipate their energies in resentment of others, rather than spending that energy making the most of their own possibilities. It must have been discouraging for Ernie Lombardi, especially in his early years, to be repeatedly thrown out at first base on balls that would have been base hits for anybody else. But he couldn't let himself dwell on that, not and win 2 batting titles.
Okay. Winning.
Right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
What the hell? I mean, this is a show. Like, what?
Sorry, dude. I had the wrong mic on, man. Sorry.
How many bites do you need, dude?
I got 2. I got 2. Okay. All right. So, what do you think of that?
I agree. Like, I will be considered an underdog, and I mean, I've always been the underdog. Really, I've always been behind the 8 ball. My entire life, I've been behind the 8 ball. I'm very comfortable being behind the 8 ball. It doesn't make me no. Never mind. Like, you figure you got your car. Okay, so everybody knows about Texas Hold'em, right? You know about Texas Hold'em. Now you also know that the worst hand you could ever get is a 7-2 offsuit, right? It's the worst hand you could get. Most people will throw that in. right? And unless you can see the flop for free, you usually throw that in. Well, there's still ways to win with that hand. You can bluff, right? You can bet the person out to have them think that you got a better hand than you do. There's multiple ways you can win, but the odds are you're going to lose that hand. But what if on the flop you got 2 7s and a 2? Now you got a flush. You're absolutely winning now. Right? You're absolutely winning. Nobody's going to be able to beat that hand except for the, unless somebody catch something on the river or something. But that's an excellent hand. But you wouldn't have known it if you didn't play the hand. Some people don't have an option to throw that hand in. They got to play it. I was one of those dudes that had to play my hand. I had to learn how to play the 7-2. That's the underdog. It was either that or lose every damn hand I ever played and just, keep getting eaten by the blind. You know what I'm saying? And ending up and losing blind after blind, small blind, the big blind. If I don't play my hand and learn how to play my hand, I lose. So I had to be really good at bluffing or catch 2 7s and a 2 on a freaking flop, which was highly unlikely. So my thing is, or better yet, 3 7s on the flop. Oh my God. Imagine that. What? Imagine that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we are considered underdogs for whatever reason. And I don't think it's more of us being underdogs, because I've had this conversation with you many, many times, when I get up to speed, I'm going to pass you like you're standing still. Because you have to understand, in order to get out of that ditch, I have to push really, 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 really hard. So once I break free, I'm a take off like a freaking rocket. That's how so many people, like you look at Tyler Perry, right? Multi-billionaire. You look at Damian John, multi-millionaire. You look at all these great celebrities, not celebrities, businessmen who, Steve Harvey, for example, once they caught that wave, there was no stopping them, because they was pushing at such a hard, at such a max amount of I guess velocity, I should say, because it took that much to break free. Right? Because there's a crab in a barrel mentality. Everybody's holding you back. So when you do take off, it's almost like you take off like a freaking rocket, and you got to literally put the brakes on to slow your ass down. Right? So that's why it's so imperative that you don't stop, because you're going to take off like a rocket. Freaking you winning, right? You're going to catch a wave and you're going to take off like a rocket, because all of a sudden everybody's going to start binge watching your videos. Everybody, because they're going to be like, holy crap, this one's good, this one's good, this one good. Oh, I didn't know that. And next thing you know, everybody's going to binge watch your shit. And YouTube is going to see that, and they're going to start recommending your videos everywhere. But it takes time to get to that point. You have to hit a magical button. They say once you get 1,000 people pushing your shit, that's when it really takes off.
Okay.
Right? So
I was going to ask, that was my next question to you. That was like, so why is your channel more successful than mine?
Why is my channel more successful? Yeah. Because I took advantage of the shorts. Right? I took advantage of the shorts. I saw a wave with the shorts, and I took advantage of it. First, I had to learn how to do shorts. I paid an individual who was teaching how to do this. I paid him $300. It was my last $300. That was my last $300. And instead of paying my car note,
education.
Right. Instead of paying my car note, I would not pay this guy to teach me how to do it. And he mentored me for a whole 30 days. And he told me how to do it. And before you know it, took off like a rocket, because I now have the information. Because all I was doing, I was missing pieces. There was just pieces that I was missing. And once I got those pieces, boom, unstoppable. So that's why
you would say I'm in the same boat right now.
You're in the exact same boat. You're missing a couple of pieces.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at your audience, and I see how how engaged your audience is. They come in every single time. The same faces: Daisy, T3, Caitlin, Rex, Jacob, they all come in. Same thing like BV, Alex, Thomas, they all come in, right? So they're consistently coming in. All we need to do is keep pushing, and before you know it, we're going to get a mass scale of people coming to see our videos. They're going to circulate, they're going to share, they're going to be commenting, and before you know it, YouTube is going to see that and say, how can we find more people like this for their channel? But don't get it twisted, it's not easy. It is hard because we are in heavy competition in YouTube. Heavy competition. So that's one of the reasons why I'm going with the AI technique, because I think that's going to be a game changer for my channel, because I'm able to put out the information by writing it out and giving people 2-3 minute videos that's going to pretty much sum up the entire thing. I think that, and once I start having guests like Suzanne Vanker on, right? I can't wait to get her on. Once I start having guests like that coming on, oh my God, my channel's going to blow the hell up. Blow the hell up. You know, I already got the shorts in tune. Next, I got to get the community tab. Once the community tab is flowing, that's going to start bringing more guests, you know, eyeballs to the channel. We already got a web going with you, T3, Caitlin, and matters of opinion and so on and so forth. We already got a freaking web that way. So YouTube is going to say, oh, these guys are collaborating. So it's all in the plan. It's going to happen, but it takes time and it takes dedication. It takes hitting the right topics, hitting the right keywords, you know, and it's going to take off. But
you sound like you're very, very educated and dedicated as well at the same time to what you do.
Well, I had to be. I had to
be too, though, right?
Yeah. Like
we're on even ground.
I had to immerse myself in this, right? You share the AI video with winning Gary Lamb ? Yeah, you want to see? You want to see it again, or
we watched it? Yeah. Do you mean watched it, Thomas, or do you mean shared it as in gave it to me? I don't understand what he means by sharing.
Yeah.
I hooked Gary up with the AI though. I've been, see, we help each other out.
What are you talking about? Oh, that's not Thomas. That's Alex saying that.
Oh wait, where's that? I missed that. Where does it say honesty? I'm looking for that keyword.
No, don't worry about it. That was Alex.
All right,
that's
no worries.
Irrelevant. That's not. He wasn't talking about us.
Oh, okay. My bad. All right. So hey, look. We'll just get one more perspective on it. The topic, and we'll
shared
move on
it with
after
you.
that.
I mean, capital of conformity at Gary Lamb. Huh?
I'm not sure.
Neither am I.
You're listening.
Thomas his brain, he's smarter than his mouth can carry him.
Yeah, he's smart.
Like he's one of those guys. Yeah,
he's way smart. Yeah.
So
check out, this is the same video, right? Different response, 3-minute response. Let's see what this woman has to say about it. She has actually has 127,000 subscribers.
So much sense in that video. This video is just 4 minutes 30 seconds, and it spoke what I've been trying to say like forever.
Listen to that music behind it.
If you keep seeing yourself as a victim, that's all you're going to be. If you keep seeing yourself as a slave, that's all you're ever going to be. In order to move forward, you have to let go of the past. You have to let go of the past. Like, let go of all of that baggages. Let go of all of that baggage. Let go of all of the hates. And before you know it, you're going to be thriving. It's like all of that baggage, all of that hate is pushing you down. You can't move forward if you keep pulling it behind. If you keep pulling it behind you. It's like trying to climb a mountain with a big bag filled with heavy rocks. There's no way you can do that. All you gotta do is just let it go. Everything that happened in the past. Move on. Take out all of the hate, just move on. Move on. Get away from that company that keep filling your head with nonsense like you should hate white people because some certain white people like maltreated your ancestors. You shouldn't get yourself, like you shouldn't mingle with them. It's like you said, handicap in some ways, but thriving in the other. Like everybody has their own flaws. It doesn't matter the color of the skin. So people should really stop thinking that your success only depends on the color of your skin, because that's not how the world works. And people need to stop having this mindset that they should or really should be treated in a different way because of the color of their skin. They should be treated special, or you know, like the moment you get out of that mindset, the moment you let all of that hatred go, you're going to feel so much lighter and everything is just going to become more clearer to you. I totally enjoy watching this, guys. His voice is so calming. Like listening to him talk is like I could listen to him speak forever because he speaks with so much intelligence and so much ease, you know. Totally enjoy this. And he's absolutely right. I totally agree with everything he just said. In order to move forward, we have to let go of the past. And that's how it is. Thank you.
You're hot.
Okay. What is your question?
What did you think about her reaction to it?
I agree. Absolutely.
So back to the start of the show, right? You got all these people sitting down there that don't even know what they're doing, but they see, as the crowd was telling us as they were watching it with us. Oh, if he had shared the video with you.
Oh, this video, dog. No, I did not share this with him as of yet. But damn it, this was a spooky ass video, bro. That video had me. Boy, I tell you. Yes, I definitely am going to show that to him offline. Susan, what's up? We're going to go ahead and I'm gonna definitely hit him up with that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Okay.
I wouldn't play it right now though.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely gotta talk about that. That video was spooky as hell.
All right.
But it's so freaking on point. Like it's base as hell. And I think that's where the Metroverse is trying to take us. Let's stick on topic because that's going to take us off topic.
Okay, so we're back to the beginning of the show, as the crowd was telling us, right? And as we were observing the big mob of white people sitting on the ground, taking this I don't know what they called it. It was like a indoctrination of some kind with their hands up, and they're all repeating the things they're being told to repeat, right? And the reaction from the crowd was that, you know, it was the whole like they think less of us, right? That's why they're there doing this. And the programming coming from that establishment piece, that establishment tool, right? To program these people to think this way. This is going to go back to my point about who the real bad guys are here and have always been, in my opinion. But
listen,
this wokeness that's going on, right? And that you asked me one time, what does woke mean? That crowd sitting on the ground with their hands up doing that stuff, that was wokeness in action, right? And that was the wokeness indoctrination there, as to, you know. And so they're trying to ingrain the idea that two white people that are willing to sit there and mindlessly listen and repeat it, that blacks are victims, right? That victim mentality, and that by that they're helpless. So that's the assertion, right? That the victim is helpless at that point,
right?
So that it's their duty now to take this oath and to be these people. And what are they supposed to do? Now they're going to go vote and do everything that they're told to do, because if they don't, then they're one of the bad guys. They're one of the people that are victimizing, right? The victimizers.
I want you to play this video. I want you to bring my screen up. I want to talk about this before we continue. I want you to hear this because maybe this will. I think this is going to be edifying to everybody, but I think it's going to be edifying to you to hear this.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Boom.
You got this from the video I asked you to watch, right? The one the one that T3 and I did on Sundays for old school.
No, yeah, I got this from that. Yeah, I got this from that video. Yes.
Okay. This
Curable
one,
need of the
just
governed.
throw in a plug there. See that?
Yeah.
See I did that?
Shameless plug. Go see T3 and Winning Reality. Discuss bullshit. So I'm fucking.
Every Sunday at 7:30 p.m.
Every Sunday they discuss horse shit on their channel.
Oh my goodness!
No, but
gracious,
it's amazing.
man.
It was actually it did blow my mind. It got me.
I knew it would.
It got me on this, right? And I'm going to watch. I'm gonna see about buying the book, because this and I remember telling you this. What was it? A couple of days ago. This was a difficult listen because I'm not used to listening to these type of words and stuff like that. So I had to listen to this very intently, and it was a difficult listen, but it was so edifying because it got me to hear a lot of stuff where I 100% understand where you are coming from winning. I get it. But
I just want to recognize Jacob Pete's comment right there.
Huh?
So I just wanted to recognize Jacob Pete's comment. He always has great comments. Says, that is, we were just talking about, let's wrap it up with this comment. It's the literal definition of the soft bigotry of low expectations. They sell the idea that black folks are helpless victims that require worship to strive. Wow.
Yeah. Well, there's bro, you have this right here. What I'm about to show you, what we're about to watch. It's tailor-made for this, right? 40-minute mark. Okay. So
Alex, my name's Winning Reality.
So we have two
Stop by.
parts that I want to listen to. This part right here, which should take no more than 5 minutes, because this will explain why it's so damn hard to get a freaking politician to do the right thing. But let's continue.
It represents a sort of synthesis of the instincts of the race. It was not solely the glamour attaching to his victories that enabled Bonaparte to make himself master of France. When he transformed the republic into a dictatorship, the hereditary instincts of the race manifested themselves day by day with greater intensity. Indeed, in the absence of an officer of genius, any adventurer might have filled his part. 50 years later, the heir to his name had only to show himself to obtain the votes of a people tired of liberty and eager for servitude. It was not the 18th Brumaire that established the fortunes of Napoleon, but the soul of his race, which he was about to trample beneath his iron heel. Footnote, quote, "At this gesture," unquote, writes Taine, quote, "the French bowed in obedience, and they persisted in their attitude, as if it were their natural condition. The humble, the soldiers, and the peasants, with animal fidelity; the great, the dignitaries and functionaries, with Byzantine servility. The republicans offered no resistance. On the contrary, it was among them that he found the best instruments of his reign. His senators, deputies, state councillors, judges, and officials of every rank. Beneath their talk of liberty and equality, he had been quick to divine their dictatorial instincts, their need of commanding, of surpassing their fellows, and even subsidiarily, and in addition, their hungering after wealth and pleasure. Between the delegates of the Committee of Public Safety and the minister, the prefect or the sub-prefect of the empire, the difference is slight. The man is the same, and it is only the costume that is altered."
Boom. The man is the same, and only the costume is altered. You give anybody privilege over anybody, this is going to happen. They're going to want to keep their power. They're going to want to keep their prestige. They're going to want to keep their wealth and their women or their pleasure, whatever the hell you want to call it. They're going to want to keep that, which means that this person now becomes your enemy. It's not a like, I don't have to make you do what
enemy
you
or
already want to do.
competition. Are we talking about what level are we talking about this on? Are we talking about this on every person level or
well, you just heard what he said. Like they willingly put people in just like your video, how the person will sit there and know he's harming the other person by shocking him every single time he gets an answer wrong. But he will keep doing it because authority told him to do it. It's okay. It's okay. Even though morally you know it's wrong.
Right.
So this is humanity. Like I'm not making.
Now when does that change though? See, I would argue that changes with when you are brought into the knowledge that exists. Like
If you want to
right
change,
here.
hold on now. If you don't want to change, you won't. You have people that's perfectly fine with their position and they have no problem with lording over people.
That's true.
I mean, we talk about the kings of old, man. They lorded over people. They started off good, and then they got that pleasure. They got that power, and they didn't want to look at Saul. Saul didn't want to give up his power. He tried to take David out multiple times because he didn't want to give up his power. It's not about who's in charge. It's about who's willing to do the dirty work. And you got too many people willing to do the dirty work.
You guys heard it right here.
And they all hide behind the same old thing. I got to take care of my family. They hide behind that.
That's why when you make it, you're going to give it all up, right?
I planned on it.
Okay. All right.
I planned on it. Like I planned on, I don't want to tell you my damn plan, but I plan on pushing out so much that I have no other choice but to push it out.
To give it up.
I'm constantly pushing out so much that it keeps coming back, because I'm not going to be done with the money. It's not like I'm just going to give it to somebody and be done with it. No, I'm going to buy real estate. I'm going to buy freaking investments. I'm going to buy land. I'm going to buy, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to build stuff, you know? So if I'm sitting here constantly building with my money, it's going to keep coming back to me if I'm making decent investments.
And so, but you'll be gaining power with that money, right?
Hopefully I listen. So here's my, and this and I'm so glad you made that point, because I've had this conversation with my wife so many times, and I keep coming right back to it. Am I ready for this level of income? Am I ready for it? Because I'm a human being, man, right? And I'm terrified that I will turn into the thing that I hate. I'm terrified of it. That's one of the reasons why I was so comfortable with just making a decent amount of money and keeping it moving. Because I don't want to be one of these guys, right? I know my nature. I know what I really want. I know what my flesh wants. I'm not a dumbass. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that my flesh don't want these things. I love women. Absolutely love women. And I know they're going to come after me when they know that I got money. So what am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like I can run, but I can't hide. You know, when when I went viral on Trump, do you have any idea how many women came after me in that moment, in that time frame? Too many. I'm getting DMs left and right. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell is this? I'm showing my wife, she's getting mad and shit, you know, but it was happening, right? So yes, I am nervous of that stuff. I will not be here pretending that I'm not scared that might happen to me if I do get to that place. I'm afraid of it, but I'm not going to run from it either. That'd be dumb. Who wants to be broke? $40.
Well, I think comes down to I think you can do it both ways. I mean, I think a little bit of that is the rock star delusion, honestly.
The rock star delusion?
Yeah, I mean, I think well, see, you've never been to rock star before, right?
No.
So, but when you get there, it's not what you think it is. And it's like a lot of things. Once you get into it, you see it from the outside. You have these like AI. Like I'll use the AI example a lot these days. Your brain fills in the gaps of the information you don't know, and it becomes like almost fantasy, right? But then when you actually go do it, it's a lot different, and the situations are a lot different. You'll spend more time putting out fires than you realize, right? And you'll spend more time fending off opportunists and toxic people and all kinds of other things that are going to try to whittle their way into your world. And then you might say that some of those gold diggers that you are talking about coming after you, the groupies or whatever, right? We'll call them groupies because we talk a lot about music mentality here on the channel. At least we use the music examples. You know that they you can include them in there too, right? But I think that that Hollywood and the sensationalism of it paints this picture of this never-ending party, because you could go from clip to clip to clip to clip in the stories, but you never see the in-betweens, right? And then they exasperate and exaggerate those scenes as well. Like, you know, people tell stories, they exaggerate the stories. You know, there is a lot of what you said in that, right? But it's not so much that you're going to be having this dramatic moment with your hands in your head trying to figure out what to do about this. You're going to be in full control of your success, and you're going to be able to navigate it with your morals and your integrity, right? Now, if you got morals and integrity, these issues aren't going to be if you're in it for the right reasons, take care of your family and do better, maybe help other people. That's where you're going to stay, right? If you got into if you got into it for the power and the material world benefits and the fame and the ego, right? Then that's where you're going to end up. And a lot of times it's the downfall of people. So you won't have to worry about hanging on to that money or that power or that wealth. It'll just go away for you. It'll go away for you. You know, but if you're not, especially if you're not just an innately evil person, right? If you are an innately good person, but you get into a situation and start making bad decisions, you let the evil creep in, then you'll be destroyed by it. Guaranteed.
Well, that's another reason why I'm concerned. Thank God for my wife, because she'll keep me grounded. So because you know, it can easily create. I mean, look at freaking Solomon. The wisest man in the world was very stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the man got a direct freaking command not to leave foreign women alone. He didn't do it, and they turned him away from God. You know what I'm saying? So they keep calling him the wisest man in the world. I'm like, how? He did the dumbest thing he can ever do. He disobeyed God's order. Why? Because he was rich? That don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of freaking rich people that's dumb. You know, so it's like, that don't make sense. That don't, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go to the next thing. Oh shit, I'm showing my damn screen. Here we go.
This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Oxen Handler. Chapter 3. The Psychological Hierarchy of Races. Psychological classification is based, as are anatomical classifications, on the determination of a small number of irreducible and fundamental characteristics. Psychological classification of the human races, the primitive races, the inferior races, the average races, the superior races, the psychological elements, the groupings of which allow of this classification, the elements which are of the most importance, character, morality. The intellectual qualities are modifiable by education. The qualities appertaining to character are irreducible and constitute the unvarying element in each people. Their role in history. Why it is impossible for different races to understand and influence one another. The reasons why it is impossible for an inferior people to adopt a superior civilization. When the grounds are examined in a work on natural history of the classification of species, it is at once observed that the irreducible and, in consequence, the fundamental characteristics which allow of the determination of each species are very few in number. Their enumeration always occupies but a few lines. The reason is that the naturalist only concerns himself with the unvarying characteristics and pays no heed to the transitory characteristics. Moreover, these fundamental characteristics have as their inevitable consequence an entire series of other characteristics. The case is the same with the psychological characteristics of races. If details be gone into, innumerable slight divergencies are found to exist between different peoples and different individuals. On the other hand, if only the fundamental characteristics be considered, they are seen to be very few in number for each people. It is only by examples, we shall shortly adduce examples that are highly characteristic, that it is possible to show clearly the influence of this small number of fundamental characteristics on the life of peoples. The only way to set forth the basis of psychological classification of races being to study in detail the psychology of the different peoples, a task that would demand in itself several volumes, we shall confine ourselves to indicating their main lines. If only their general psychological characteristics be considered, the human races may be divided into 4 groups. 1. The primitive races. 2. The inferior races. 3. The average races. 4. The superior races. The primitive races are those in which no trace of culture is met with. They have remained in that state bordering on animality which was traversed by our ancestors of the age of stone instruments. The Fuegians and the Aboriginal Australians are examples in point. Above the primitive races are found the inferior races, represented more especially by the Negroes. They are capable of attaining to the rudiments of civilization, but to the rudiments only. They have never been able to get beyond quite barbarian forms of civilization, even when chance has made them the heirs, as at St. Domingo, of superior civilizations. Above the primitive races are found the inferior races, represented more especially by the Negroes. They are capable of attaining to the rudiments of civilization, but to the rudiments only. They have never been able to get beyond quite barbarian forms of civilization, even when chance has made them the heirs, as at St. Domingo, of superior civilizations. Among the average races, we shall place the Chinese, the Japanese, the Mongolians, and the Semitic peoples. In the case of the Assyrians, the Mongolians, the Chinese, and the Arabs, they have created high types of civilization which only the European peoples have been able to surpass. Only the Indo-European peoples can be classed among the superior races. Both in antiquity at the epoch of the Greeks and Romans and in modern times, they alone have been capable of great inventions in the arts, the sciences, and industry. It is to them that is due the high level reached by civilization at the present day. It is they who have discovered steam and electricity. The least developed of these superior races, the Hindus in particular, have risen to a level in the arts, letters, and philosophy to which the Mongolians, the Chinese, or the Semites have never been able to attain. No confusion is possible between the 4 great divisions we have just enumerated. The mental abyss that separates them is evident. It is only when it is desired to subdivide these groups that the difficulties begin. An Englishman, a Spaniard, or a Russian belong all of them to the division of superior peoples. But it is a matter of common knowledge that the differences between them are very great. To determine these differences with precision, it would be necessary to take each people separately and to describe its character. This is the course we shall shortly follow in the case of 2 of these peoples, in order to give an application of the method and to show the importance of its consequences. For the moment, we can only indicate very summarily the nature of the principal psychological elements which allow of the differentiation of races. Among the primitive and inferior races, and to find such races, it is not necessary to go to the pure savages, since the lowest strata of the European societies are homologous with the primitive men. A greater or less incapacity to reason is always met with, an incapacity, that is, to associate in the brain with a view to compare them and to perceiving their analogies and differences, the ideas produced by past sensations or the words that are their signs, and the ideas produced by present sensations. There results from this incapacity to reason a great credulity and a complete absence of the critical spirit. In the case of the superior being, on the contrary, the capacity of associating ideas and of drawing conclusions from their association is very great, while the critical spirit and precision are highly developed. The inferior races further display but an infinitesimal power of attention and reflection. They possess the spirit of imitation in a high degree, the habit of drawing inaccurate general conditions from particular cases, a feeble capacity for observation and for deriving useful results from their observations, an extreme mobility of character, and a very notable lack of foresight. The instinct of the moment is their only guide. Like Esau, the type of the primitive being, they are inclined to sell their birthright for a mess of pottage. When man is capable of weighing his future against his immediate interest, of giving himself a goal and pursuing it with perseverance, he has realized a considerable progress. The incapacity to foresee the distant consequences of acts and the tendency to be guided solely by the instinct of the moment condemns the individual as well as the race to remain forever in a very inferior state.
Boom. Right there. Did you hear that? Now, this is what I'm trying to convey, Jacob. When you are stuck in the crab mentality, getting out is damn near impossible because everybody around you have the same mentality. Don't do that. Don't go there. Stay here. The whole monkey analogy where I think it was you who told me this, right? Winning, where you have a group of monkeys, right? You put them in this cage and you put bananas up at the top of the tree. And when monkeys start to climb the tree, you shoot them with a high pressure water gun. And you keep doing that, then all of a sudden the monkeys know not to climb that tree to try to get the banana. You take a new monkey, put them in the cage that don't know that about the sprinkler system, and the monkeys that know about it will pull that monkey down, right? And keep pulling that monkey down. And you can keep doing that over and over and over again until all the monkeys that experience getting shot with the water is completely gone. But every monkey in there still pulls the monkey down because they were taught that you shouldn't climb the tree. They never was shot with water, but they were taught to pull the monkeys down. You don't climb this tree. And that's the mentality that a lot of people in the Black community have. You don't try this. You don't go to the West. You don't go here. You don't go there. And it doesn't matter if you ever experienced it before. Everybody told you what to do, and you follow along with that. And then you have a lot of people, and I know you're saying that this is BS and all that other stuff, but I'm telling you, it may sound stupid to you, but I've experienced it. I've experienced trying to break out of that mentality and how hard it is to do so. Everybody's telling you this is the way to do it. This is the right way. This is the right way. And you're just like, okay, you go along with it because everybody around you is doing the same thing. So it's very difficult to break out of that mentality when you're being controlled by everybody else around you saying the same thing. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not, we have to see it happen. We have to see, oh, wait a minute. It's not as scary as we thought. It's not as dangerous as we thought. Oh, it is possible to do this. It is possible to do that. 13%, Gary. I get it. 13%. Huh? Wow, that's bad.
What do you mean by 30%? 30% to start a revolution?
I don't know.
That's the number.
30% of Black people, I guess. But hey, I mean, like it's hard to get out of that mentality when you've never seen anything else. When you haven't experienced, 13 from Black folk are 13%. Yeah. You are so quiet.
Oh man, no. I'm trying to decide what order to play these next videos in. As you're making your point here, the crabs in the bucket mentality is, I don't think it's, well, I think there's a point there, definitely, but I think that a lot of what you were describing is a learning process, like paying dues almost. Like people will tell you the wrong way to do it because they don't know themselves, or they think it's right, but they don't have all the information. And so it's really just cluing you into the fact that you got to do it yourself, right? And you can get away from the crabs in the bucket with knowledge and understanding.
But that comes after trial and error, after years of trial of error. So that's what I'm saying. Like you waste so many years trying to try it everybody else's way before you say, I got to do it this way.
Right. Well, why you have to try it everybody else's way, right? It's because that's the way you went into it.
Well,
Right.
no, it's not that.
Some people are.
It's a lack of trust in yourself, man. Like you don't
Yeah.
know what you don't know,
That's what I'm
and you
saying.
don't know that you don't know it. So it's like you can,
And you don't know that they don't know it either, right?
and you don't know it because they seem like they know what they, because everybody
Yep.
seem like they got it going on, right?
Yep.
They're the ones
Yep.
they walking around with the brand new car, and you know what I'm saying, and they tell you about credit and saying, well, my credit score is 720. Yeah, but it's 720 because of how you do your credit. It's not 720 like you're able to, you know, it's not the same, because people can get a 720 credit score, but they don't tell you that they only got 3 credit cards and they got a debt of $3,000. You know what I'm saying? So they don't tell you that, you know. So it's a lot of stuff that people do not tell you, because why would I? So it's a lot of false information going around, and you know, there's a lot of it. So when you don't know what you don't know, and you grew up without, you know, parents that you can, you know, rely on, a lot of times you run into these freaking fake people that's just trying to sell you something, and you don't know that you can't trust them. I mean, how would you know that until you get to know them? After you then got burnt a couple of times, then you start realizing what a freaking slick salesman looks like. But it takes time to learn that. But in that time, you could have lost a shit ton of stuff, right? And it's not, it doesn't mean that you're a fool, right? You might be foolish, but it doesn't make you a fool. It takes time for you to learn from those experiences. But when you are surrounded by people, and this is why I had to break free, I stopped listening to broke people and I started listening to people that had more than me. But I realized that they had just as much problems as everybody else, because they were broke just at a higher level. Right? Wait a minute, hold up. I did a video years ago saying it doesn't matter. I say, let me tell you something. Black people and white people are in the same boat. It doesn't matter that my debt's $7,000 and yours is $150,000. You lose your job and you don't pay your bill for 3 months, you lose everything. You're in the same damn boat. You just look better doing it than I do, but you're in the same boat. And I got a lot of white people's like, yo, man, I never even thought about it that way. But it hit them too, because I'm like, yo, you are a slave to this system just as much as I am. It just seems like you're doing better because you're in a different environment. You know, you got a higher credit rating than I do, right? But you also are in debt up to your eyeballs. You don't own shit. You don't own your lawnmower. You don't own your lawn. You don't own your house. You don't own your car. You barely even own the tits that you bought your wife. You don't own nothing. You're in debt. So you have to keep working. You know, you got a 30-year mortgage, right? And God forbid the freaking real estate market blow up, and then you lose that, because that was your lifeline, whatever. So we think we're doing better than we really are.
That's right.
We're really not. And it's like, I get that, but you still have that aura that you're better because you have more. You know, you still walk around like you're a duke. You still walk around like you're prestige, and you have, you know, because you have more leverage than I do. You walk around like you're better, because that's how my wife my wife says it all the time. You dress up your debt. That's what a lot of people do. They dress up their debt. They look good being broke. But that's the crab in the mentality about. I realized that even if I wanted to get to the right side of life, I had to go through the middle class. And that's just as treacherous as being broke, being poor. Because you hit one bad snag, one freaking bad year, you time the market wrong, you're right back to square one.
I mean, you're only doing well when you're employed.
Yeah.
Like, are you having income?
Some type of, you know, residual income. I was doing the math. In order to clear $60,000 a year, you need to have $2 million saved up somewhere, collecting 3% interest. $2 million. How many people have $2 million to sit in their bank to collect $60,000 a year? That means you can't buy a brand new car. That means you can only buy used cars. You don't make enough to buy a brand new car. You can't afford one. Brand new car costs you $30,000. That's freaking 30% of your income right there. 40% of your income. You can't afford
if
that
you look
damn
at it
car.
like that, but the way it's supposed to work, and if you know how the economics work in it and in the society, is you're supposed to debt builds your credit, so that you can get more debt. Like, you know, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You've read it. I've read it.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, Robert C. Kiyosaki is big on debt because he doesn't like to pay taxes. Same thing with Trump. They're big on debt so they don't have to pay taxes. Right?
And they're wealthy. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they are, but I'm just saying, like, they control so much real estate, right? So it's like, because they control so much real estate, they got tons and tons and tons of money flowing in. So I understand that philosophy and that thought process. They also have a shit ton of life insurance policies. They got a lot of stuff going on. But then you look at, Dave Ramsey, who has no debt, right? And he owns everything he got too. And he doesn't do the debt thing like Robert Kiyosaki. You have two different schools of thought. Some people will agree with Robert Kiyosaki because they like the leverage, and you have other people like Dave Ramsey that like to know that all the money in my bank account is mine. I owe nobody nothing, and I'm that guy. I don't want to owe nobody shit. Like I'm tired of owing people. I owed people my entire life. I don't want to do it no more. But, teach his own, right? You could do whichever way you want. The point that I'm trying to make is this. I couldn't learn that if I would have stayed in the hood. There's no way in hell I would have learned that in the hood. No way. There's no way I would have learned it. Never in a million years would I've learned that in a hood. And there are far too many people in the hood that refuse to learn from whites. And it could possibly be because they're afraid to. Who the hell knows? I don't know why they don't do it. I know my reasons for being hesitant. I didn't want to feel like I was less than, and I didn't want to go to somebody that I felt was superior to me and ask them for help. I hated that. But I took the risk because I was like, it's either that or stay here. And I don't like staying here. So I'm going to try to ask somebody that knows more than I do. And I just kept asking and asking and asking and asking. And then next thing you know, I'm up here with Winning Reality. I asked my way out of freaking hood.
You're motivated.
I'm motivated to win. I'm not about to sit here and play this game. I'm motivated to win. But that's not the vast majority of us. I mean, when it comes down to it, we're not even talking black here. We're talking human here. Humans prefer to be told what to do. I don't want to think it through. I don't want to listen. Just like the guy said, they got tired of liberty and they were looking for a savior, looking for somebody to tell them what to do. They got tired of liberty. They didn't want it anymore because liberty hurts. Being free costs you everything.
Yep. It's wild, but it's true because again, there's a bell curve, right? There's people that are highly motivated and people that aren't motivated at all. The people that are highly motivated generally want to call the shots in their life. The people that aren't motivated are okay with being told what to do. They might not like that about themselves. They just,
You
might
need both.
not like that about you do. You have to have both.
Yeah, like
there's always going to be a balance out there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What we need to do is have the people that are on the other side of the curve to have the right morals and integrity so the system's not corrupt. Because that's when the people at the other side of the curve either get treated fairly or not. Either they're using methods to divide them because they don't want the competition. They don't want to lose what they have. Or they fear that, not that they actually could. But they get greedy. They start competing with themselves at that level. So we don't know. We've never been there. But there's something going on that when really bad people get all the power, everybody suffers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of the point of what we're saying is that with this show is like, the division that's going on between the races and why we need talk about these things and work them out, is it coming from the color of our skin? We can't generalize and say all black people, all quote unquote white people, right? Somehow, yeah. I mean, I tell you what, Wally really made an impression on me with that. My entire attitude's changed about white now, because of Wally P. So shout out to him.
What did he say?
Like, well, he said it's a completely made up term, and I, you know, as much as I'd focused on the division between the races, I'd never stopped to think about the fact that the whole idea of white, or even persons of color, like I talked about that, how I think that just means no whites allowed. But it's like, you know, the whole mentality that all these people from all over the world, just because you have sunburnable skin, right, gets thrown into this one category. That's probably more racist than anything else. It's like,
it is, but
it is. You know,
hold
it's
on.
like, you know, I don't want to be identified as a white anymore. I'm just gonna be human from now on.
Listen, I was talking to my.
Actually, I'm a person of color. My color's white. Whatever. I don't know what to say.
I was talking to a conservative the other day, and baby girl, if you're listening, please don't be mad. And what we was discussing was, if we really want to get rid of the race, black men have to start having babies with white women. It will get rid of that crap. It will get.
Okay, so what the white guy is supposed to do, dude?
He's supposed to. He can have
corner and cry about it.
He can. He can.
No.
He can. He can.
Ain't gonna happen.
Listen, hey, but it will get rid of. It will get rid of it. Like you will. The race will.
Well, how about do it the other way around? How about the white guys just start having and making babies with the black women?
There's a lot of I don't see. I don't think you understand how much black women don't like y'all like that. I mean, there's some that do, but black women don't like y'all like that. Like they don't. There's a lot of black women that refuse to do anything with a white man. They just refuse. And I'm not going to sit here and talk for all women.
We'll take the Latins and the Asians then, right?
Like
the big old melting pot.
I mean, it's true, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? That will eliminate the race problem, because guess what? Those beautiful mixed babies will be freaking adorable. They'll be adorable. And it's like
I disagree.
You disagree?
Not about the babies. No, all babies are adorable. But no, I disagree because we haven't even covered the mulatto topic yet.
Yeah, they're having problems right now. You're right.
That's
temporarily. We ain't got enough of them.
You realize that's already been happening. So like the mulattoes have been elevated already because of that. So what happens? You know, all the
more redheads. Ha 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 ha. Not true.
That wouldn't be a bad thing.
There'll be dark-skinned redheads out there. Charcoal black redheads. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Wow. What a person that will look like. Holy cow.
No, man, that's not the way to do it. And two, I think y'all think a little bit too highly of yourselves if you think all white women are the same.
No,
you know,
that is not that. I'm not saying that
you think
white
maybe
women
you got to do it for the future of the country.
I'm not saying that white women are going to want to deal with black women. What I'm saying is, and just listen to the conversation, if we really want to get rid of race, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to intermingle. That was the point. You know what I mean? It was just, and we're talking as black men. So this was a personal conversation between me and Hood, and we're talking about black men. I wouldn't have brought the same conversation. You know what, Winning? You's a piece of shit. Look, I am not saying that, you know, white women are like, oh, bring the black cock over. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is if we really wanted to get rid of that, that would be the best way to go about it. Because it would absolutely be a melting pot.
I got another way.
What's that?
Okay, we don't do that. Okay, but instead,
why do you sound like you are? Why do you sound?
Wait. Listen to me. Listen to me. Yeah, you got the talk. Let me say. Here's my solutions. Let me give you my
Winning.
Because you're trying to cut me out, man. You're trying to put me in the corner crying, dude.
How am I doing that? You know how many white women out there? There's plenty of them. I can only be with like 4. Like, what's wrong with you?
We saw that. So you gave me that clip. The guy had 50 babies. Look,
but they was black. It was all black people. He wasn't doing that with white women. White women ain't dumb.
My point out. Let me get my point out. All right. How about we wait 50,000 years instead? Because in 50,000 years, you what's going to happen is you're going to acclimate. Your line is going to acclimate to this continent in the right way. Like that's why skin color exists, right? It has to do with the babies in the womb, right? And the amount of vitamin D you can get from the sun in a certain place, right? So over time, actually, what will happen is black people will become white. That's why there's black people in Africa and white people up in Europe. It has to do with biology and where you live on this planet and how long you have been in one spot.
That's heat right there. That's heat.
That's the truth.
But you said 50,000 years. I ain't got but 40 left, nigga. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Damn. My bad. It slipped. The N-word slipped. But no, it's like, I only
Call me Charlie Murphy.
Alex, what the fuck?
I got him. I've been waiting to break that one out for a while.
Bruh. Alex lost it. Like, what are you But hey, my thing is this. It's gonna take a shit ton of work between us to get this word out. Like, we need to hit the streets, man. Like, I've been saying this for the longest time, and I'm gonna keep saying it. What we need to do is break out of this internet bubble, get out of this box, and go offline and meet one another, right? And start collaborating that way. It's going to cost money. Okay. We can't do anything without bread. We need to do this with money. We have to break free of this. Okay. I think if we decided to make, like, let's say, I don't know, find somewhere. I don't give a shit. You want to go to Dallas? We go to Dallas. I don't care. Go to Dallas. We all go say, hey, my name is, and wear name tags and shit. You can wear your mask because I know you don't want nobody to know who the hell you are. But you can wear, you could just the winning reality with your mask, you know what I'm saying? Do like a freaking costume party or some shit. Well, who cares? You know, and
let's be on a giant screen in the background.
Giant screen in the background. Yeah, we could do that. And hold on, we could put on a show for everybody, right? We could put on a massive show. We all content creators here. We put on a freaking show for everybody. And we, enjoy ourselves, break some bread, and we get to know each other personally, not just on some, because I know Thomas personally, right? Well, I wouldn't say personally. We had a bunch of offline conversations, but we don't, I don't really know him. I haven't never shook his hand. Let me say that. Same thing with Rex, I mean, even though me and him are not really talking right now, and that's got me a little down, but it is what it is. Cross, yes, autocross. I got the Mustang, Alex. We can go ahead and we can autocross that thing, but I gotta put some meat on that bad boy though. I can't just drive it like that. I ain't doing nothing. I'll be like, I won't cross the finish line until I get that freaking. But yeah, we can definitely do some autocross. There's a lot of stuff we can do. What up, T-Rex? There's a lot of stuff we can do together, man. But we got to break out of this box. That's the only way we're going to have a real relationship. Breaking out of this box. It's going to cause such a powerful connection. I don't think you guys understand how powerful that connection is going to be. We're going to get into arguments. We're going to, I don't like what he said. That stupid shit's going to happen. And next thing you know, we're family. We argue, but we family. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my dream. My dream is to do that. I got on this thing on YouTube to talk to people. That's why I'm constantly, going across the world trying to find information, because I'm trying to connect with people. I don't really care what we talk about as long as we're connecting, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we are missing. That right there, that connection, that one-on-one connection. We get that going, there's nothing stopping us. That's what they've been stopping from the jump, making us afraid to talk to one another. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not afraid of white people.
Well, yeah. Why didn't you invite any white people to your birthday party, man? I had to get this footage from Wallace. Wallace had to send me this footage of your birthday party.
I had a birthday party?
Yeah. Here it is.
He is 33 years old.
I don't like you. I do not like you. That's one of my favorite movies, by the way.
I know, me too. I love that movie.
I love that. The Three Amigos is the shit.
It's so good. I
Love
love that scene
that
so much. I made that
movie.
video twice.
Oh my god, that movie's so good.
I made that one for Shizzy too, but I was so good I had to make it for you because you guys had a birthday around the same time.
33 years old.
Guapo.
Stomp, stomp, stomp. Y'all just let me know when we plan to do this. I can't read. Pre-verbal micro media last supper LOL. Yeah, man. I mean, we got to do it, man. We got to. I'm not afraid of it. I think we can pull it off. I think that we'll have an excellent time. But we just got to do it, man. I mean, my heart is starting to open up right now. Like I'm feeling something right now. This is crazy. Like I'm really feeling something. Like I'm feeling something. Holy cow. Yeah, that yeah. Wow. Yeah, we need to make that happen.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
That'll break everything up. That'll free us from this so-called internet prison, man. It really would. It really would.
Well, yeah, and as long as we don't invite any of the people that were in that crowd when we start the video up.
I mean, I'm not afraid to invite them. Why not?
Dude, they always okay. Well, it's the mind control aspect. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, but
they're gonna get in there and start preaching, and then that's the cause of friction. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just talking, but I'm just saying, yeah, we gotta solve that problem too, right? We gotta solve that problem too. We can't have a bunch of people, and this is what I'm saying. Like this is my point with the whole show. I told you there's three steps here that I see. There's probably more. 3 is the first one, right? Repair the history, so we got the right story that we can all agree on the right story where the we're looking at things the right way. 2, role model leadership, right? That's how we met, right? And then 3 is realizing who's been our enemy the whole time. That it hasn't been each other. It's been them, the they, the establishment, the ones. And it doesn't matter what color their skin is. It's their intention, right? What they follow, that they follow the path of evil and not the path of good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's it. And when the day comes, and we're all standing at that barbecue or that whatever it is, that gathering, and we all look at each other and we all point up and we say that it was them the whole time that got in between us, because we always loved each other.
Yeah.
We've always come to each other's backs, to get each other's backs, not to control each other. It's them that's controlling us on both sides in the minds. They're taking over the minds, right? And then they drive us to do the things that we do.
Yep, through trauma and pressure.
Yep. Exactly. That's the thing that we have to realize. And you know what? Like I told you when I first met you, one of our first conversations, like I really feel like the way that
I didn't think you liked me the first time you met me. I thought you was like looking.
Why the hell would I come talk to you?
Well, listen, man. Look, hey, man. A lot of people wanted to talk to me in the beginning, and then they got to talk, and then they never came back. So don't think for no 1 second that's what happened to me many times.
Ah, man, you're finding out real fast. I'm not like everybody else, right?
I don't think you are. But that's up to me. Shame he hated me. Right. It was because you were a woman, T3. That's the
that was all in her head too. But anyways,
no, I think it's the way you come off to people. If she felt the same way, I think that's something you come off to people. Maybe
we had a different situation. That's not true at all, man. I may be.
How are you going to talk for her? I mean, granted, I know you guys have a tight relationship, but
we've talked about it already. She's just trying to throw a joke out there. We've talked about it already. We've worked it out. Yeah. It's all good.
I definitely thought you didn't like me. Oh my hey, I gotta go. I got shit to do. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Oh my goodness. All right.
He actually said that to me, folks.
He didn't say that, did you?
Oh man, no. What I'm saying is, okay, look at it like this. This is the way I put it out there, right? When slavery needed to be ended, the white folks stood in front of it and said, "We're ending this shit." Now it was coming out of Africa and other places, right? But we said we're ending this shit. This isn't right, right? Well, I think that when it comes down to racism, we need the black people to stand in front of us and say, "Y'all, cut this shit out. Stop." Right? I think we need your help. Like you needed our help back then. We need your help now. Because
That's going to be tough, bro.
well,
Yeah,
that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here, man.
You're asking for that's a tall order.
I know.
Woo, that's a
I know.
tall order.
And so, you know what? So was the effort that went into ending the slave trade. Those people that went out there and died on them boats.
Mean, listen, man, there's a lot of
left their families behind. The men that fought in the Civil War.
Dude, I
died on the battlefield. Yeah. Hey, I know, but that's what's going to take. That's just my beliefs. It's just a theory. I could be wrong, but I really think that the way that racism cannot work is if black people say we're not going to allow it to work.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I respect that. I respect that. He said it was jarring to see how he treated Darth. Who the hell is Darth?
Nobody.
Nobody.
He's nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah. Well, you know, that was it. You need to come have a talk if you want to know about that one, Jacob, because that was a situation where he was abusing my friend T3 right there. And I ain't gonna stand for that.
That's the same thing with T-Mass punk ass. He was abusing Danielle. I wasn't having that shit either.
Right. This is time we stand up and, you know, got to flex a little bit.
I mean, it's not even about flex. It's about, yo, don't do that to my chat. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how different, what our differences are between whatever. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not called for. Like, I'm not that dude. No, you don't do that. You know, we can have different opinions or whatever. You start calling people out of their freaking character and you don't even know them. Nah, I don't play that.
Yeah. Well, I pulled him aside and we got it worked out. So, anyways, that's a whole different topic. We don't even talk about that. He said, yeah. Well, hey man,
Bubba.
You poked the bear.
Yeah, you poke the bear. You don't poke no damn bears. Leave bears alone. We hit hard, real hard. We're bears. It's all settled now. We had the loud, difficult convo. All good now, Jacob. With a heart. She gave you a heart. See, aren't women sweet and nice and cute? They give hearts and kisses and praise hands and all kinds of. I've adopted that, by the way. I adopted emojis. I am like the only man that I know that use emojis. I will emoji the shit out you. I'll be putting the smiley face and the cry tears and stuff like that. I bet you every man that I ever send a text to think that awkward as fuck. Like, dude, why are you using emojis? Because I want you to know how I feel.
That's why you're always sending those crying emojis to me.
Yes. I send emojis. And they're like, yo, what man send emojis? This one right here, raising my hand. I send emojis. I like emojis because it tells the story properly. You know what I mean? Like because you know exactly how I feel in my text message. I even do it on my freaking social media. I use emojis. I'll use that disappointed face in a second. Like you could know exactly where I come from. C ? Heart.
Yep. Just stop sending the pink hearts and the kissy lips at me. It'll be all right.
No, I'm definitely going to say I have to. See, look, whether you like it or not, I am a very loving man. I don't really care how you feel about it. I want you to know how I feel about it. If that makes any sense. It's just what it is, you know. I mean, it's what it is. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Some men might think there's something wrong with it. You ain't got to deal with me.
No, I mean, I get the thumbs up. I use the emoji some. I just, it's just
Yeah,
not most
but
of my
well,
sentences.
here's my thing. Why is it that men are only allowed to use certain emojis? Like I can't use the hearts and the kissy faces and the cry tears. I can't do that one, but I can use the thumbs up or the middle finger. Those are the only two we're allowed. Nah, I don't like that. Or maybe the fist bump. We could do the fist bump. That's it. Maybe a flag, and then but we can't even use the prayer hands. Come on, I'm using them all. I'm using them. As long as I don't see you the gay flag, you should be fine.
Yeah. I'm just waiting. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man. Oh dude.
Men said that, Sheena. Men say that. Men say that you shouldn't, like, men be policing men like hard. You should, that's no. Like, I'll send a freaking emoji to you in a heartbeat. I understand why they do it. I do. Hey, I send emojis to Carrie. Look at the emoji he said. It's true though. Like I'll say, yo, you know how many times I saw
Everybody use emojis right now. Let's go in the chat.
Emojis,
hit them up.
right,
Hit them up.
right,
Let's
right,
see them.
right.
Let's see them.
Breaking free. Free the emoji. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I'm mad that we can't sing that song. That's an amazing song. That song was everything. I used to love that freaking song.
I don't know. You know what? When it comes to emojis,
I got news for you. That means you're gay.
See, this is the reason why you can't get. Listen, okay. I'm your ass back. I got to, man.
Oh man,
you got me all looking all goofy and stuff. I mean, Ice-T is the shit. But...
Ice-T, dude. I've met Ice-T, dude. He's real. I've met Ice-T. I've talked to Ice-T.
Yeah.
I told him not to trust the cops that were watching him out. He came to our college. That's like hilarious. That cop right there just shot a Rottweiler last week.
What?
Yeah, dude. Ice-T came and spoke at my college about it's when he had a body count, that band Body Count. Yeah. And he did the F the Police or whatever. And he went on tour to all these colleges, got all these speaking engagements about so we see what it after Chad has kids, I'm sure. But he was up there, so I got up there and asked him a question, and I asked him, well, how do we get together as a people to stop the abuse of cops? Because I went to like at that college, it was up in it was a small town, and the cops just were making money off the college students left and right, and pointless tickets. They were breaking the Constitution left and right to get money. And you went down to that courthouse and you were automatically, you're guilty before you walked in. No matter what you did, even if you didn't do it, you were already guilty. They had a racket going, man. And so when he came there, we were all sick of it by then because they were busting up our parties and stuff. And I was like, well, how do we get together? How do we get the group together and do something about this? Where does it start? I was trying to ask him some questions, like he knew the answer, right? But looking back, I was like, that's tough. But he goes, but he says, I don't know, man. I came here, man. The cops have been really cool. They gave me security and all that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah, the one that's giving you security, they're keeping an eye on you.
Right.
I was like, that guy shot a chained up Rottweiler last week. He's like, really? I was like, yeah.
He shot a chained up Rottweiler?
He sure did. Yeah, sure did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, he was a black cop. They didn't care, man. They were breaking the laws left and right. They're just making their money. Small town justice, man. Small town justice.
And no one stopped them?
No, they can't. They own the town, man. That's all I was saying. What are a bunch of college kids supposed to do when they're violating our constitutional rights constantly? They're bending the law to get money out of us. They're just right, man. There's this one woman, all she did was write tickets all day long. You're out of your car. If you're out of your car 2 minutes, and she's there. There she was. I think she had like the record for writing the most parking tickets in the whole damn state. Serious, man. It was a racket, dude. It didn't matter who you were. They were after they wanted that money, they had a racket going. You were always guilty when you went down to court, no matter what. They're like, just pay it. Don't even try to fight anything in this town, you know, you might have gotten one of the good lawyers if you were lucky. You might have known
That
which one to
right
get.
there is a people's issue, right? Why wouldn't the people just step up and stop that shit?
I met Sinbad too, but he was he was down at
Oh
the laundromat
man,
doing his
Sinbad,
laundry.
man, yeah.
Dude, I was sitting at there. We saw Sinbad. He had done a comedy show earlier. We were at it, right? And then we saw him down there with his bodyguard down at the laundromat. And he was doing his laundry down at the laundromat. And we came up to him. We're like, because we were out partying, we're going from one bar to the other. And we came up to him. I was like, "Oh, Sinbad, what's up? What's up? What's up?" And then here goes one of my friends running down the hill, right? And we're all watching. Sinbad, you know, he's all watching. He comes down the hill and he stumbles, falls, and rolls right down in front of him. You just see Sinbad's face, dude. He's
Wow.
like, oh
shit. Sinbad.
He was cool, dude.
I love that guy.
He was so cool. I've met Charles Barkley 3 times out on the streets around here. Charles Barkley is very cool, man. I love Charles Barkley.
I don't know. The only people that I really wanted to meet in my life was Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, which passed away, obviously. Rich Piana, who's also passed away. And maybe Jean-Claude Van Damme. I would love to meet Jean-Claude Van Damme. Wesley Snipes, too. I would love to meet him.
Dude, I'd like to meet Thomas Sowell, Ron Paul, Mike Tyson. If I had to pick 3, I'd probably pick those 2 right now.
Yeah. See, I never had, and I never wanted to meet them until never. Like, you know, it's cool, but I'm sleepy now. Do we have anything else?
I think we did good tonight, man. I think we've all learned a lot, and
we had some jokes, some laughs.
Yeah.
You know, the men feel less gay about using emojis. I think we did a good job. Like we gotta take our gay word back. I missed the gay word. I missed the rainbow flag. I want it back. Okay, they can't have them. Sorry.
Oh, it's coming back, man. Yeah.
You want to be homosexual, be fine. I don't give a shit. But I want I'm Coming Out. I want the song back. And It's Raining Men. That is the shit.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It's an amazing song. You cannot tell me that's not a great fucking song. It makes
I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Winning.
I'll stop.
Tell me that when that song don't hit, you don't feel like a man. It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men. You're going to tell me she's praising men, bro. Like that gotta make you feel good as a man.
I hear you on that, but I don't think that's what she's saying.
What is she saying?
I just think she's hooking up with a bunch of dudes.
Yes, that's the point. She's happy about having, dude. That's the point. She loves men. And have we got news for you? What is that? What news we got? Come on, T3. Tell me. What's the news? What's the news?
I just played the clip. She's talking about the clip.
I always wanted to meet Winning Reality and Gary Lamb. Gary is possible still, but when I learned winning was just an idea, my heart broke a little. Oh,
it's all right. I'm a good idea.
You're breaking people's
one
hearts.
Everybody should subscribe to. So get over here, subscribe to my channel.
You're breaking people's hearts, Winning. You're a heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker.
You naughty boy, you.
Yep.
See, I don't give a shit, guys. I don't care. I am Gary Lamb all day, every day. I love me. And you will love me too. Just not in that way, because I am not that guy. It's the lyrics, damn it. Oh, right. Sorry. See, you caught me off guard, T3. I wasn't paying attention. When you said I got news for you, I'm like, wait a minute, what news we talking? Like, I was just interested. I wasn't paying no mind. That is the dag. You right. Nice, Gary.
Yep. Ideas can swim with dolphins. It's true.
Ideas can swim with dolphins? What does that mean?
Jacob lives down near Marineland, and I took my son down there to swim with dolphins.
Oh, I would love to swim with dolphins.
Oh, it was very cool, dude. Very cool. I got a couple cool places we can go.
That I want to do. Like, I want to go to Scotland. I always loved their culture. I was always interested in the culture, and yes, it was the Highlander that did it for me. Shut up. It was definitely that freaking series. My name is Duncan McCall from them Clam and Cloud. The best. You know?
I used to watch it too. I used to watch that too, man.
Love that show. Connor or Duncan? Who's the best?
Connor.
Gotta go with Connor. Got to. Although he lost the game to Duncan, which hurt my heart because that broke me up. Like, wait a minute, this is how he got to lose? No, I don't want to see this.
They got all weird. They got all alien like at the end.
Who cares? You got to go with the series. Who
shark.
gives a damn? Look, the series went wacky, but so what? Duncan and Connor in the same freaking movie. Awesome.
That was good. Yeah, that was cool. It was a big payoff.
It was a payoff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like so much the end when they start when they CGI'd Connor's face on Duncan's face. That I didn't like. I get why they did it, but I didn't like that. Connor is an OG. Yes, he is. You know it's amazing when you get people that normally don't chat saying stuff. Look.
Right.
Look. He don't normally chat. Yeah, what's up? Michael's like, what's up, Michael? How are you doing? He's like, Connor is the shit. I'm like, yes. So now we got to say more things to make people want to say stuff.
All right.
Not
maybe
right now.
it was. You think it was your singing?
Nah,
it couldn't be.
It was probably my singing, but I don't know how to sing. I'm really bad at it. My father was an excellent singer. Hey, when are we going to learn how to play the guitar? Or are you going to teach me, I should say? Are we going to do this thing like are you going to do like a, give me what is it? Shoot.
Nope. You're going to get on camera with your guitar. All right. And I'm going to tell you what to do. And then you're going to do it for about 1.5 years. And then you're going to get back with me.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And if you hit it as hard as you hit these videos, you'll be playing like a champ in no time.
Cool.
In fact, you could probably, I'll show you how to do it while you're making the videos. Just get the guitar in your lap. And while you wait for it to process, you can hit this. You're just going to strum some chords, rhythm right. You're going to get your muscle memory down. And then we're going to take it from there.
Smoke on the water. What does that mean?
Fire in the sky. It's a song. Smoke on the water.
Oh, I didn't know nothing about that.
A fire in the sky. Yep.
Said, oh Lord Jesus is a fire. Said, oh.
Was that T3?
Yep. I got a bunch of T3s on here.
See, she got the cheeks that I will bite. Like, I'm a cheek biter, by the way. And she has those biting cheeks. Like, I will bite the shit out of your cheeks, T3. I swear for God, I'll bite them. If you ever give me a baby with big cheeks, it will be crying soon after you give it to me. Do not give me a baby with big cheeks. I will bite them cheeks. I am a cheek biter. Oh my God, I can't help it. I'll bite that. You know, every times I bit my wife cheeks, she hates it. Stop biting me. She'll point. She'll poke the shit out of me. She got these really bony fingers, and she'll poke me, and I can't stand that because they used to do that to me when I was a kid. They used to, pin me down and poke me, and I hated it. So, but yeah, oh my God. Best of all, I don't pay property tax.
Best of all, I don't pay property tax.
That's T-Rex.
That was T-Rex?
Yeah, that's actually T-Rex. That's not a reface.
You should no, you need to do the motherfucker T-Rex. You need to do that one.
There you go. He says that he says a super chat and he gets me to play that. There you go. Me and T-Rex just did a stream today, 18 wheeling across America, where we took a road trip from across the state of Indiana into Ohio. You guys check it out. It's a lot of fun. I wish we could do more of them. Actually,
yeah, I wish I can do more of that kind of stuff, man. I mean, I'm considering driving from New Jersey back here to Oklahoma to get all my stuff.
You want to come out? You want to come on a road trip with me and T-Rex?
I don't give a shit. Let's go. We can film
okay,
it.
we got to set that up, T-Rex. No, I'm talking about we'll do the show, the stream. The stream is he drives the truck and we look out the front window, and then I do the road managing. So I say where we're going. We look at pictures of the things that we pass by, and then when we cross a state line, we play the state song.
Oh, while he's driving.
Yeah, he's a trucker, so that's what T-Rex trucking.
Well, I mean, I was thinking about doing something on Rumble while I'm looking for videos for my wife to react or respond to. I was thinking about doing a Rumble thing where we just watch those videos and just say, all right, we're going to pull this one, we're going to pull this one, we're going to pull this one while we're chit-chatting with everybody and stuff like that. I thought that would be cool.
That'd be cool. We can do that too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because what's the point of wasting the work when we can be working? That don't make any sense. What if what's the point of wasting the footage when we could be streaming while we're working? That's what I was trying to say. I'm tired. 110 miles the whole way. Yeah, right. I'm not getting no damn tickets. No way.
Driving from Kansas to Jersey and back again.
Bruh, yo, I didn't know that they were trying to do that, man. They're going after him hard.
What's that?
Russell Brand.
Oh yeah, we talk about that for a minute. Oh man, yep. They're sending letters out. Like it's an active campaign. They're putting pressure on places to drop his monetization. Rumble pushed back and said nope. Twitter or X pushed back and said nope. And all the other people are bending the knee to this knee-jerk reaction,
which tells me what we need to do, right? We need to support Twitter and Rumble. We got to, because at this point we can't. This bullshit has to stop, man. It has to stop, bro. It has to.
I wish we could get more people to go over there. We get the great rewatches. I get great rewatches on this show on Rumble. And then thank you.
Rumble is
all the people who watch us on Rumble. Thank you so much. You guys are killing it over there. Thank you.
I wish I knew what the hell they wanted. Now give it to them. I don't know what Rumble people want.
I get thousands of views, but you guys got to also follow me when you do the views and give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're there. Because I'm telling you, we get in the 1,600 to
Rumble people
2K over there.
Rumble people, shut up. Rumble people. My name is Gary Lamb. Tell me what you want, now do it.
It's a lot of rewatch.
Thumbs ups.
Great Liquor, how you doing over there? See, we got one guy over there.
I am your man.
Great Liquor.
I can do it, but I need to know what you want. You got to tell me what you want. Oh, at winning, not sure if you saw it, but I put out a message in yours and Shelly's Discord. If y'all remember the whole controversy surrounding Take Care of Maya, the court case began.
I have to look into that. You have to look into that. I'm not sure what that is.
Rumble people.
Thank you so much for watching the show over there, man. The rewatches are amazing.
Yeah. Rumble people are hardcore though. They get it. There's a reason why they're over there.
But see, it's opposite for me. The videos do really well. They do actually do really well over there, but in real time, they don't do as well as rewatch time. I don't know I don't know why that is. Makes me wonder if the views are real, but you know.
The view, no, I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that.
I will watch that. I have it. I got the link. We should go to there and watch. What is this thing that Thomas is talking about? He really wants me to watch this. Can we watch it? We get demonetized on here or something?
I don't think so. I mean, it's I mean, I seriously doubt you'll get It's on YouTube, so I don't know how you can get demonetized for it.
What's it about? Is it scary? What's going on?
It's a little creepy, but not on. It's creepy on a control scale. Like you don't have your own mind anymore. You are sold out. Watch it on your own time, bro. Just watch it.
Is it AI, Joe?
Yeah, it's definitely AI generated.
It's kind of creepy. Wait, I've seen this before.
You have?
I've seen something like it. All right, guys, we'll watch something creepy. Hold on. It's only Let's watch something very AI creepy. AI has its own brand of creepiness. It's not too bad. It's like, you know, child nightmares creepy. All right, ready?
You. Yes, you. Do you dread waking up in the morning? Are you feeling helpless in your society? Perhaps even a bit lost? Well, look no further. At the Capitol, we offer an escape, a new beginning, a lifetime of unending joy. We have an abundance of attractions so captivating, you'll wonder how you ever lived without them. Let's take a look, shall we? Take a ride on the Cosmic Carnival. Let go of decisions and let the carnival choose each thrill for you. Simply sit back and soak in fun. Getting hungry? Make your way to Brightside Bistro, where you can feast until your heart's content. And if that's not enough to satisfy your craving, choose from our exquisite line of automatons, a companion that never strays, never tires, and always obeys. As you traverse our radiant metropolis, bring our latest gizmo, the mood on the go. With the swipe of a thumb, alter your mood instantly and experience any emotion you wish. You can also use it to instantaneously replace your companion if things go south. How convenient. And our most popular attraction, the Dream Machine. Relive your most cherished moments in vivid, extraordinary detail. No need to cling to old photos. I love you. Live in the past forever. You might be wondering, what's the cost for such a paradise? Well, dear viewer, some prices aren't paid in gold or silver. We only ask you for one thing: your identity. We'll need the very core of who you are. It's a small price for a lifetime of unending joy, don't you think? And no need to fear crime or violence. We'll always keep an eye on you. For your safety. Welcome back to Spot the Odd One Out. Remember, in the Capitol, wearing a smile is the norm. However, a few seem to occasionally slip up. No worries. This is your golden opportunity. If you see someone forgetting their grin, report them to us and stand a chance to win fabulous rewards. We'll make sure to turn their frown upside down.
Lovely.
So, if you're up for it, come visit the Capitol. We're only a smile away.
Lovely. That's
this
lovely.
is cool, You said this is cool. This is creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy.
But then again, look at his freaking avatar. He has a skull. Yeah, you would think that.
Oh,
I ain't
man.
gonna lie. I thought it was cool too. It creeped me out. I like creepy stuff like that.
That's the new brand of creepy right there, man. AI creepy.
Do what we say. Oh, we will replace your smile forever. That's the Joker's kind of video. So, what are we gonna do in the show? Are we gonna end the show or not? What are we doing?
I don't know, man. I think we're just hanging out now.
We're
Crowd,
definitely
man,
hanging
talk
out.
to us. Let's see. We can't end the show till we get 100 likes and 1,000 views.
Right. Well, I'm not doing that.
Oh man. Let's see. All right. Well, hey man, Rewatch crew, people over on Gary's channel. If you haven't subbed to me, please come over and sub to me. Check out some of my stuff. I'm gonna have Steve Godsney on. He's a really
Why
cool guy.
when you
Really,
say that you never say from the people from my channel go sub to Gary Lamb channel?
because all the people on my channel already subbed to you.
Well, I don't care. Say it.
Okay,
You got
hey, if
new
you're on my
people.
channel, go sub to Gary's channel.
Thank you. You hit a like button on my side too.
Yeah, hit the like button.
You don't got to be in his chat all the time. Hey, look, we doing this together. Damn it! Listen, got me feeling left out and shit.
You know what? We should do like we should do a fire drill and like have everybody switch chats.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but
That'd be cool.
We want everybody switch chats. If you're over in
Already
if you're over in
done.
Gary's, it's already done. All right. Oh, there you go. If you're over and then come back over here and go over
Run
there
to
and
my
then come
channel
back.
right now. Hit the like button and say hi. Put a 1. I'm here. Love Gary Lamb Network. And then come back to Money's channel and say hi. We're back here and put a number 2.
Yeah, and everybody do the same thing. If you're over in Gary's, come over to mine, put a 1, and then go back over to Gary's and put a 2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chinese fire drill. Is that what it's called?
It's what it's called.
We need music for this. We need to put like what type of music we want to put in there? I'm here.
I don't know. I've never even tried the background music.
Thomas came over to your channel.
Nope.
That ain't it. We gotta be upbeat.
What?
Like musical
Nope.
chairs or something. That's
Nope.
not it either.
Nope. It says you could add music here. Really?
Yeah, you can add music in here.
This might be it. I don't know. Dance pop.
No, I'm eating trail mix because it's past my dinner time. That's good. Oh, I like that.
Is this gonna work?
I didn't see you go over to his channel yet when Alex. Gotta go to his channel. Come on, Alex. Let's do it. Gotta do it. We got the music going. Gotta do it. This is called channel aerobics. Where we switch channels.
Remember to breathe. Remember to breathe.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can check out this song. That's it. It's called Glamour Hippie.
Glamour Hippie. You know, we should do this every show.
Yep.
Right in the beginning of the show.
I said, cut your dress. I said, you got to out them laws to find the other ass. Grandma is there. I said, take your time. Or finally stop my brand new bottle of wine. And you knew right away at the end of the day that the show was our road to. Said, Grandma hit.
It is dope, ain't
I
it?
said, Grandma hit there. Come on, Chad, give it this one time.
Go. Nothing brings people together like dancing.
Grandma is red. I said, grab the best. Oh, you know you are the one that I love the best. I want to raise my children to be just like you. Cause you are the hippie man and you know I love you too. Well, I said you knew right away at the end of the day that the show was your road to success. Say Grandma Hippie. Hey, y'all,
Grandma
let's take a
Hippie.
second to introduce you to Mr. Zeb on the fiddle, y'all.
Oh shit! Now. Got me pumping now.
I see you choosing one. Let's check out the bass. Live recordings. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming to the show tonight. I love each and every one of you. And my partner here, Gary Lamb. I'm Winning Reality. Hope you have enjoyed the show.
I'll come back now, kid.
We'll be back here next Thursday. Same time?
Baby, I'm a hippie.
Y'all keep on winning. See you next time. Good night, everybody.